It's time for grassroots racers and fans to gather around. Welcome to the Racing Roundup Show. And thanks for joining us for our landmark 40th season. We are your destination for news and interviews within the Wisconsin racing scene, the upper Midwest, and from the world of motorsports. The Racing Roundup Show is America's longest running weekly motorsports show held in front of a live audience. You still have time to join the racing crowd for tonight's show. And now, here is the host of the Racing Roundup Show, Jim Trado.
Hey gang, how are you? We're under the big tent here. Yeah, the big tent at the Greenfield Gallery Car Show. There's race cars in the parking lot, beautiful classic cars as well throughout the area. Come on out and join us. We're live on this DeAngelis Construction Road Show in Mukwonago. The address is 27850 Highway ES, which is actually 278 West National Avenue in Mukwonago. So take the Rock Freeway, get off at 164, First Light North, hang a left, go west to our address. And here we are hanging out with you for the next hour and a half or so. Got great
Thanks for tuning in.
As well. We also want to welcome our friends that are part of the display. We have Badger Kart Club here in force. Lots of them. They have a huge to-do on Saturday, July 27th. We'll tell you more about the 65th anniversary cookout and race day at Badger Kart Club's main racetrack in Dousman, where I got my start 39 years ago, almost to the day of July 26th. On Saturday, July 27th, we'll tell you more about that with some championship-winning kart racers that are still racing or racing other disciplines around the area and around the country here on the program. We also have from Badger Midgets. They've got a busy season going. It's right in the thick of things. Brian Peterson brought out his beautiful number 7 midget. He's 8th in points right now. He's a Mukwonago guy. He also is racing the full schedule for the Badger Midget Auto Racing Association. We'll also talk to the president of Badger, Quinn McCabe, on the program. Bob Cahill is with us as well. He's the VP of Operations for Jiffy Lube in Wisconsin. 13 locations. We'll tell you more about all the things they do every time you want to get an oil change. There's a whole lot more that they can offer. Multi-service availability at all the locations across Wisconsin from Jiffy Lube. So I'll tell you more about that on the program as well. We also are happy to be joined by some kart racers that are racing dirt. We've got a couple of them here, actually. We got Brendan Ostrowski's Dirt Modified that resumed racing after 300-some days in between races. Brendan's a championship kart racer. He's here to talk about that as well. We got a lot to cover on the program. Again, we're live here hanging out with you at the Badger Kart Club Reunion Preview, as well as the Badger Midget Preview. We got some great midgets here on display. Great classic cars. I see 4 Mopars over here. I see a bunch of 56, 57 Chevys over there in the shade as well. Lots to see, lots to do. Come out and join us. We're at the DeAngelis Construction Roadshow at good Greenfield Galleries, Heaven City property. Beautiful place. Thanks to the Hibberts for having us. They've got a lot of collectibles that they continue to buy and sell collections. We'll talk to you about some of the unique items they have right now in stock. You can bring your collection to Greenfield Gallery. They'll be happy to help you with those. They're always buying collections. So we're hanging out here with the Hibberts at Greenfield Gallery. We also like to thank and recognize some of our sponsors on the program that make our 40th season of the show possible. Ellery's Race Recovery, American Foundation Specialists, Bonafide Security Solutions, Precise Auto and Truck Accessories, and Wisconsin Dells, SAR Services, and Making Memories Travel. Some of the sponsors that bring us this program. And we also like to encourage you to join us on Saturdays in Milwaukee on CW18. That's our half-hour TV show we put together from the best parts of Tuesdays. Every Saturday morning, we're bringing motorsports to Milwaukee television on CW18 at 11:30 a.m. each and every Saturday throughout our racing season. We're back in a few moments. Stick around, listen to these sponsors, support our sponsors. We'll be right back with more on this edition of the Racing Roundup Show live at the Greenfield Gallery Car Show at Heaven City property in Mukwonago.
The Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors.
Add value and beauty to your home or commercial property with professional landscaping from Central Services Company, Incorporated. The team at Central Services is their personal choice of over 45 years of satisfied customers in Southeast Wisconsin for landscape design, construction, and grounds maintenance. Call Central Services at 262-548-0005 for all your landscaping and lawn care needs. No job is too large or too small. From lawn fertilization and weed control to award-winning landscape construction and building your backyard patio oasis, Central Services is your full-service landscape company. Call the experts at Central Services at 262-548-0005 for a free, no-obligation consultation at your home or business. Find out why Central Services can provide you with the visual difference in the art of landscaping and lawn care. Call 262-548-0005. Central Services, the visual difference in landscaping.
For your next purge or project, Go with the pros. Source Services. Champion driver and Wisconsin Short Track Hall of Famer Dan Source founded Source Services in 1988 with one truck, one employee, and a tireless work ethic. Through the dedicated work of Dan and his employees, Source Services LLC is southeastern Wisconsin's leading waste container rental company. Dropped and picked up by professionals, you can rent a dumpster for up to 60 days. Source Services sorts and recycles to reduce the amount of waste going into landfills. Go with the pros at sourceservices.com.
Greenfield Gallery wants to buy your racing collection. Do you have die-cast cars from IndyCar, Sprint Car, or Short Tracks? Greenfield Gallery wants them. If you have old racing programs, racing photos, and negatives, Greenfield Gallery wants those too. Contact Ralph Hibbert Jr. at Greenfield Gallery, who wants to buy your racing collection. Ralph also has an ever-changing eBay store full of racing collectibles. Search Greenfield Gallery. Email Ralph right now to get connected. His email address is ralph@greenfieldgallery.net.
Get ready to accelerate your productivity with the Midwest's largest forklift distributor. Walter Inc. offers top-tier brands, including Lindy, Doosan, and Bobcat forklifts. With 16 locations across the Midwest, Walter is the go-to source for high-performance forklifts and material equipment handling solutions, and is fueled by a passion for short-track racing. Count on Walter's 60-plus years of experience to increase your productivity. Walter is hiring, too. Explore the unbeatable lineup of forklift solutions and more at walterinc.com.
Enjoy an unforgettable 7-day Alaskan cruise from Vancouver on the Norwegian Jade. Juneau and Hubbard Glacier are just two of the cities that await you. Hike up snow-capped mountains and witness majestic whales splash in the Pacific. Then come back on board to catch an amazing show, followed by a starlit stroll on the top deck. Breathtaking views, all the amenities, all the memories. Cruise Alaska. Contact Mark at Making Memories Travel today.
Like our show on Facebook and share our content with other race fans. We hope to see you at one of our upcoming shows, too. Join racers, other race fans, and win prizes. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Racing Roundup program. We're hanging out with you on this Tuesday evening under the Big Top at Heaven City Restaurant property. It's home of the Greenfield Gallery. They buy and sell racing collections. They've got movie memorabilia. They've got dolls. They've got all sorts of different collections. They just love collecting cool things. And you want to find out more by going to Greenfield Gallery's sales on Facebook. They're also active on eBay as well. They're buying and selling racing collections all the time. We're going to talk to Ralph Hibbert and his dad help run the whole deal. We'll talk to Ralph about some unique items they have in stock right now, including an autographed Alan Kowicki diecast. That's part of what they have available to sell. They give us cool stuff to give away after every show as well, as one of our partners on the program. We certainly want to thank them for their involvement in having us out here to the Greenfield Gallery Car Show tonight with a bunch of racing friends and classic car friends hanging out with us here on this Tuesday evening. We're in Mukwonago. The DeAngelis Construction Show this week is in Mukwonago at 27850 West Highway ES, which is West National Avenue, Highway ES in Mukwonago. It's easy to find. Take the Rock Freeway to 164, First Light North, hang a left, and get on down west about 3 or 4 miles and see Wes Eckert hanging out with us. Hi, Wes. Good to see you. Janet, Bill Preetz are here. I see them. Hello. How you doing? Doug Skellinger is here with his beautiful Subaru that his dad bought off the showroom in 1971. It's here. Yeah, a lot of cool people hanging out with us. We also want to thank Dean Strom for making the trip as well. Dean will be here delivering the Bonafide Security Solutions Short Track Report. We also have Bill Holland, who was covering the Slinger Nationals last week, and he's heading up tomorrow to the big race, the Tom Reffner Classic 88, I think it's called, Twin 44 Lappers. It's tomorrow night for the first time at La Crosse Fairground Speedway. We'll have coverage of that for you next week on our show when we're back at Paulie's Pub and Eatery. This portion of the program is brought to you by the Rapina Group, Coldwell Banker Home Sale Realty. If you're looking to buy or sell a commercial property or your home, list and buy with confidence. Hire a realtor that has the knowledge and expertise to get your deal done. Not all realtors are the same. Knowledge is power. Hire knowledge. Choose Coldwell Banker Home Sale Realty and list it with Matt Rapina, our good friend, and the Rapina Group. Visit them online at rapinagroup.com. They can sell your house with Rapina Group. We also want to tell you that we've got very excited to have a bunch of kart racers here today. We got a bunch of karts of all ages, decades worth of karts. Judas Haraki's got a couple of carts here, I think from the 1960s, maybe early 70s era. We also have some carts that are raced nationally, like as in last weekend. So we got a really cool display here of all the Badger Kart Club racers here celebrating the 65th anniversary of the Badger Kart Club racing at Millwright Raceway in Dallas. Welcome again to the Racing Roundup Show. I'm Jim Trado. Glad to be here with you. Let's see, 39 years ago, July 27, 1985, I was handed a microphone for the first time. It was at Badger Kart Club's Badger Raceway, now called Millwright Raceway, in Dowsman, Wisconsin. It was the WKA Grand Nationals. Scott Pruitt was racing. Lynn Haddock was racing. These guys were legends in kart racing at the time. They were racing a big Manufacturers Cup race at Dowsman. They just hosted the USPKS. Huge deal. We also got money bags next to you. Bagged $3,000 the week before in the Millwright Challenge at Badger Raceway's Badger Kart Club, now Millwright Raceway. We had a lot to talk about here on the show, and it's about the 65th anniversary of the Badger Kart Club in Dowsman. They're having a big to-do this coming Saturday, July 27th. Get it right? Yeah, 27th of July. It's going to be an all-day festival with points racing on Saturday, points racing on Sunday, but Saturday's the big to-do. It's an anniversary celebration of Badger Kart Club, and all the racers are going to come back. All the board members are going to come back and have a great time, and a big cookout as well. Let's welcome in 3 championship drivers of various times, maybe last year, 10 years ago, but they're still racing, and they're welcome on the show. As anytime we get a chance to talk to some Badger Kart racers, we will. Let's welcome in Little Mojo, Jacob Majeski. Thank you for coming on, Caden Carlson, and on the end is Derek Crane. You might have seen Derek on our show because he talks about his open-wheel sprint car. It's kind of cool that you were a champion in karting, and you've got your kart here as well. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is. I got a lot to thank Badger Kart Club. Just from growing up there, it's very competitive, and it's been a blast. No bad memories from Badger.
So when it became, I'd ask this leading question to you, Derek. When it became hey, let's get a kart and go racing. You and your brother got involved, and then you got speed.
Yeah.
And then you worked a lot more on the kart, didn't you?
Yeah. I mean, I remember racing Sunday, sleeping, and then waking up Monday and then watching like my mom's recording from it. And then Tuesday night was, after school and my dad got home from work, we're grooving, not grooving, but, heating the tires up and doing all that stuff, going through the cart. So it teaches you a lot for racing coming up.
So how many days a week did you end up working on your kart to go racing just on Sundays at Badger Kart Club at Millwright Raceway?
Probably club level, we probably did it maybe 1 or 2 nights. And then once we kind of got up to like more regional, national stuff, it was more, scaling the cart and moving this and that and a lot of boring stuff, but it made it worth it on Sundays.
So when did you start kart racing?
2001.
All right.
I ran junior breaks where I was actually supposed to run purple plate. But because of my age of 10 and we had the big body on there, they were like, you can't run purple plate, you have to run gold plate. So that kind of helped because the gold plate flathead had a lot of champions in there.
Okay. So
really just kind of learned from champions. And then 2002 ran junior can, junior bricks, and then ran junior animal in 04, 05. Went to senior animal in 06, and then we went to, now it's the K100, 2007, and then 2008 we ran the K and the IME Leopard.
And that's called national racing at that point, right?
Yes, it's called starving.
Yeah. Starving.
Yep.
Because you're working and racing and nothing else.
Yep. Eat, sleep, and race.
And what are you doing now, for those who do not know?
Racing a non-wing sprint car at Wilmot and Indiana and Wisconsin areas.
And how's your season going thus far?
Sometimes good, sometimes bad. Already got a feature win, a couple heat race wins, but we're already on our backup car for the year, so that's not good.
And like my brother, Tom, you still have a kart you raced way back when, right? Is it here today?
Yeah, it's here today. It's the 19 kart. We won the championship in 2008 with it. We put it in the trailer for 2009, and then we just ran the K100 in 2009, and then after that I went to college, and when I came back, we started racing sprint cars.
Wow, that's cool. So you got a really good piece of, like, somebody's got the helmet on the wall that they raced in college or played with in college or high school. You got the entire cart ready to go.
Yes, the entire cart. Still have my first helmet and all my helmets since then. So I keep a lot of stuff. I'm like my dad.
Derek, thanks for being here.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Caden Carlson joining us. Caden, you've got an active schedule now in karting. You're champion. How many times over now at Badger Kart Club?
We won the senior medium championship in 2022 and 2023, and hoping to continue it senior medium and senior heavy this year.
How's your season been going with that Briggs & Stratton horsepower?
Oh, it's going good. We got picked up our 7th and 8th win last weekend. It's super competitive. The classes there are so great. It's growing every single year, especially the 206 motors. We have around 30 carts every single time in the senior medium division, and 10 to 20 in the senior heavy division. And the racing is fantastic. It's clean. It's aggressive, but everybody gets off the grid with a smile on their face, and it's a lot of fun.
one constant, Caden, is the work to put into it.
Yeah.
How many years have you been in karting now, competing and succeeding at this level?
This is going to be my 3rd full year. So I started pretty late compared to guys like you, but I wish I would have done it earlier. Seeing how much fun these guys have and how much fun that I have myself, being at my age already, and it just seems like the community just keeps growing, and to start at an early age is most beneficial. But I still love it.
Well, he's been around racing his entire life as well. Caden Carlson, son of Corey Carlson. Corey and Chris Carlson grew up with their dad, Greg Carlson, racing every week and winning a bunch of races in a late model at Hales Corner Speedway in Cedarburg and around the area. So when they told you the stories of back in the dirt days, and then your dad was working at Hales Corner Speedway, your uncle was racing up until, I'm sure he's still racing. How much was that an influence to say, I want to race too? And what time did you say, finally, I got to do this? I got to race. I can't just watch anymore.
Right. That's actually a funny story. I mean, my dad announced the pregnancy or my mom announced the pregnancy over the phone at Hales to my dad, who was working there, and he came running the track. I mean, supposedly, I don't remember it because I was in a womb. But, my uncle, he just retired. This is his first year retired. So, I mean, growing up around it the whole time, I mean, I always wanted to do it. Knowing the cost that's associated with racing, it was something that I was kind of shielded from a little bit because I'm sure we're all aware that it's a complete lifestyle. But when COVID hit and I was a collegiate athlete and that kind of stopped, I was like, you know what? I've got some graduation money left. Let's go on Facebook Marketplace and get this started.
So you graduated college. You said I got a need for speed. I'm blowing that cash right now. What are we getting? What'd you get?
We got a random go-kart. We had no idea what year, no idea what brand, and it was a process. I mean, guys like Brendan Ostrowski definitely helped me out. Him and his dad, Leroy, they really made sure that we had somewhat of an understanding. And now we got guys like the Sobiaks and the Fishers and the Johnsons. Like, it's a big group of guys that are all working together to get faster. And, it's a process, but it's rewarding.
And for those who want to come out to Millwright Raceway, free admission on Sundays to watch you race. Preparation's amazing. What can we expect when you're out there racing, Caden, when it comes to a Sunday racing for championship or the championship celebration, July 27, July 28, 2 points races on Saturday and Sunday?
Right. I mean, the weekend is going to be pretty stressful. I mean, especially when you're racing multiple classes. We love when people come out, and we think it's a great time just to be around, let alone to race. But, it's going to be Saturday, I think, is heat race format. We alternate heat race and qualifying format. So each day it's a different strategy, and you have to make sure, gearing is right for where you're starting in the field and what the rubber is like on the track. So you really have to pay attention the moment you get onto the grid, what the other classes are doing. Make sure you're watching the races, regardless if it's a kids race, a sportsman race. I mean, everything you see how much rubber is being built up. People think asphalt is just, the track's the same every time you go there, but I mean, it's not, and it's completely different. You're changing setup nonstop, and it's something to be diligent about.
Awesome. Chasing it as this young man between us here, Jacob Majeski. Jacob, you're chasing it all over the country now, but Badger is still home, is it not for you guys? What are y'all racing this time of year?
I'm racing club at Badger. I'm racing a Route 66 and USPKS.
USPKS is a national series, and the Millwright Challenge came up a couple weeks ago. They paid out good money. You cashed $3,000. That's kind of cool to win at your home track, taking home some big money, right? Big check?
Yes. I was saving up for my PC for my simulator, and I was like, I need to win this because I wanna get it all complete. And I just finally got the win, and I used all that money to get that. So I'm proud of myself that I got it.
And when you go race, you just race one class, do you?
No. For club, I raced Sportsman 206 and Mini.
And what'd you win last year in championship? At Badger, right? You won a championship?
I won this taller trophy than me at the banquet. And
now you're about even, right? Because you grew a foot since I saw you last.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got to be fun knowing you can race across the country with a group here based in Milwaukee. Franklin Motorsports began in Doug Mayer and Greg Mayer's garage in Franklin. That's the name, Franklin Motorsports. But you're tied to that with the Strachey family who bought that business and are growing it now. And you guys race. I get pretty much pride knowing how good you guys race as a group out of Franklin Motorsports. How much fun is that knowing you're racing with some of the best based right here in Milwaukee?
Yeah, it's fun. Jamie really helps us with the cart and all that, and he's just the best. And Scott is the best with the motors. And Jamie runs a beautiful tent, and there's always good stuff going on underneath there. Big time.
We wish you guys all the best of luck. BadgerKartClub.com is the website to watch. We also want to encourage you to join us Saturday, July 27th for the big 65th anniversary cookout at Millwright Raceway in Dallasman. You can also find out more information about Badger Kart Club again by going online to badgerkartclub.com. Let's give these guys a big round of applause. Jacob Majeski, Caden Carlson, and Derek Crane. Guys, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. We are still hanging out with you. It's going to be fun to see you at a given race. We got a lot of racing to talk about. We mentioned Dean Strom's here delivering the NASCAR, the local area, the Bonafide Security Solutions Short Track Report. We also have the Interstate Batteries of Southeast Wisconsin NASCAR report, and I see a Ranchero rolling in. Man, is that beautiful. What year is that one? Come on, tell me. What year is that Ranchero? 60? 57? Thank you. Wes Eckert knows. He knows his Rancheros. I love it. Oh, it's got a 58 front end on it. Oh, the game changer. Game changer. You check the taillights on that, Wes? Is that a 59 taillight or 58 package? What do we got there? 57 taillights. We're good to go. Come on out and see the car yourself. We're having a bunch of fun here at Greenfield Gallery. We're talking to Ralph Hibbard next. We also have Bob Gale from Jiffy Lube coming up on the program. We're hanging out on the car show in Mugwanago. Join us. We're at Heaven City Property, Greenfield Gallery Car Show, 27850 West National Avenue, which is Highway ES in Mugwanago. We'll be right back.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Share what you love about short track racing on our Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We'll be right back with more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment is a fully equipped parts, sales, and service dealer of quality mowers, snow throws, trimmers, chainsaws, and more. Olson services what they sell, does warranty service work on big box store mowers, and their expert service technicians are ready to get your equipment running right. Put their stock parts department and friendly, knowledgeable staff to work for you. Visit the racers at Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment today at 14323 West College Avenue, just 1 mile east of Moreland Road in Muskego. Olson'sPower.com. Olson's Power Equipment.
ARR has been recycling for over 80 years and is here to help. Take them your recyclable metals and they'll pay you cash. RR buys aluminum, brass, copper, lead, and steel. And attention contractors, ARR has a bonus program just for you that puts more cash in your pocket. And who doesn't like more cash? Find their full list of accepted materials at ARR1938.com. ARR with locations in West Allis and Waukesha. If you have questions, give them a call. 414-321-4134. ARR Recycling since 1938.
Preparing and installing new asphalt pavement takes time and expertise. Making the Cut is ready to take on your next paving project. From start to finish, maintain, repair, or new paving for your home or business, the Racer's Choice is Making the Cut Asphalt Services. Making the Cut also offers patchwork, crack fill, and seal coat maintenance services. No matter the job size, across Wisconsin, Making the Cut Asphalt Services is ready to roll with their team of experts. To request a free estimate, visit mtcasphalt.com or call 414-50-2525 today.
427-1000 American Foundation. Cracks and leaks in your basement, have no fears. We've been fixing those things for over 60 years. Trust and dedication, that's American Foundation.
Call American right now for huge savings.
427-1000 American Foundation.
When we decided to get our crack-leaky basement done, I am so glad we called American Foundation. It gave us a sense of confidence, and it gave us our basement back.
And it was the right choice.
Thank you very much. American Foundation Specialist has been fixing basements since 1947. Satisfied customers are the future at American. Call American for huge savings at
427-1000 American Foundation.
Precise Auto and Truck Accessories is your one-stop shop when it comes to adding style and functionality to your vehicles. Owner and late model racer Mike Grunberg has 15 years of experience installing window tinting, cat skin leather, seat heaters, and seat coolers. There's a million accessories available. Ladder racks, trailer hitches, detailing, remote starters, and more. Precise Auto and Truck Accessories in Wisconsin Dells is a WeatherTech Diamond dealer. Bring your vehicle to the trusted guy, Mike Grunberg at Precise Auto and Truck Accessories.
The Racing Roundup Show is dedicated to showcasing grassroots racers and national stars of our sport. If you're a fan of NASCAR, four-wheel, two-wheel, road racing, drag racing, or the short track scene, you are in the right place. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show.
We're back with you at Greenfield Gallery, Heaven City Property, a car show. They're still rolling in. Come on out and join us. I just spotted a face in the crowd. Claire Rona's here for Badger Midgets. He's been a long time involved. And Steve Smith is here. Built the Hawk engine that won the Chili Bowl with Tim McCready behind the wheel. The 1NZ. Steve's here. His son Matt's still racing in Australia. He raced it here for the summer too. Hi, Steve. Good to see you. Been a long time no see. Great to see him here. A lot of great people to hang out and catch up with here in Mukwonago at the Heaven City property. Hey, this portion of the show is brought to you by BMR Electric Carts in Random Lake. Icon Bikes give you 25 miles between charges and up to 25 miles in speed. It's part of the new product line, including street-legal golf carts at BMR Electric Carts. Brad Miller's Wisconsin's only electric golf cart dealer and has in-stock inventory and customizing options available right now on their Facebook page, BMR Electric Carts Company. It's time to remind you about stocking up on Victory Fuel to right here. 2 flavors and more on the way. This is the Lucky Lemon. This is the Throttle Punch. Victory Fuel made by 6-time Chili Bowl champion, 4 times the driver, 2 as an owner with Logan Seavey. Kevin Swindell makes it. It's available, and it's kid-friendly. It's no carbonation, no caffeine. Got a bunch of electrolytes, good stuff in it. And it's charged with vitamins. When buying online to get it shipped to your door, to go to drinkvictory.com and use the code SHOW, S-H-O-W, and save 10% at checkout. It's delicious, and it's in these cans. Charged with vitamins, no caffeine or carbonation, fueled by electrolytes. Victory Fuel. Go to drinkvictory.com. Use the code SHOW at checkout to save 10%. We'll have prize giveaways after the show tonight, including some brand new items from our friends at Anderson's Maple Syrup. I went to the pancake breakfast Saturday. Got us some maple nut popcorn to give away, some more syrup. So thanks to Steve Anderson for his generosity. We're giving some of that away tonight. We have 4 tickets to Dell's Raceway Park anytime you want to go. We also have a car wash, some full-service car wash, an original third-generation, locally family-owned business here in Milwaukee since 1986. Unlimited car washes start at just $14.99 a month. Full-service car wash is the best deal for keeping your car clean. Their locations are in Hills Corners, Wauwatosa, Grafton, and West Bend. We also have some other cool stuff to give away from Greenfield Gallery. What we do want to tell you is that we got a lot to talk about here on the program. And with this being the Greenfield Gallery hosted show, we're welcoming in another gentleman who happens to be a racing nut like you and I, but times 10. He's in it all the time. Every moment he's thinking about what's cool, what's not cool, and you'll find it at Greenfield Gallery. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show. I'm Jim Trado, hanging out at Greenfield Gallery in Mukwonago, where you can find some pretty cool items. I found the guy who helps run the place. He and his dad, Ralph Senior and Ralph Hibbert Jr., are here as part of the program. Let's all give him a big welcome and a thank you for having us here today. Ralph, thanks for letting us be part of the car show.
Well, I appreciate you guys coming out. I think this is the 4th time we've done this. We've won the weather lottery every year, so that's awesome. Thank you to everyone else that came.
I've known you for a long time. Your father-in-law helped Chris' program 40 years ago.
Yes.
And we get the benefit of just hanging out with a bunch of racers all the time. And you have it deep, deep inside of you that you love racing. Your wife obviously was born into it. She couldn't help it.
Right.
But the reality is you are still involved in a big way, making people relive memories and find new memories with great stuff you guys get to collect and sell and buy.
Absolutely. For the last probably 25 years, we've dealt in – I've never had any desire to race, but I've loved watching it, loved, just – dirt, pavement, road racing, it doesn't matter. I kind of like it all. So, in the late 80s, early 90s, I started racing collectibles, and I'm like, wow, we can actually have die-casts of stuff you watch on TV and race and stuff like that. And then towards the middle of, about 2000, 2001, we bought all of Armin Krieger's negatives, and that was capturing pieces of history. And since the past, we've bought Al Fortner's negatives, Mike Dunn's negatives, Mike Naparella's, and a bunch of other collections to kind of keep, some of the history of racing. Like, we've donated a bunch of stuff to Badger, helped out Bill Bloomer on some of the history of Badger.
Badger Midgets, yep.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. And I love the Indy 500. Two milestones. My first race that I went to was the 1980 Badgerland 150. It rained all day.
Was that the first ASA race at the Milwaukee Mile or close to it?
No, it was close. It was the second or third.
Yep.
But it was during Fair Week, and it rained, and I'm like, it's not going to get in. And they just decided. So we missed qualifying, but they decided to start 53 cars. And Mark Martin won, and it was absolutely amazing. I was hooked then. So then I got good grades my freshman year in high school, and my dad bought Indy 500 tickets. So we went – the first year I went to the Indy 500 was 85. So the first year I got to see the spin and win.
Danny Sullivan, Mario Andretti.
Absolutely.
Yes.
How cool – so I was hooked there. Very fortunate right now. My oldest son lives in Indianapolis, so we road trip 4 or 5 times a year, catch some racing. We're also big bowling, so we do that as well. But, it certainly saves a lot of money being able to stay with somebody there rather than having to sleep on the floor like we did with Daryl.
Yeah, 7 deep or 8 deep in a room. I was under the desk at one point. That was my dark spot, under the desk in the suite he got for us to hang out in Indy. Darryl Dobbs, the co-creator of the show, was at one time the executive director of the American Bowling Congress, overseeing 3 million members at weekly bowled or bowled in leagues. That has now moved on to Texas, and Darryl's no longer with us. But that passion lives on. And I want people to see. We talk about all the stuff you guys get coming and going. I want you to do a little show and tell here.
Sure.
That's what they call it in the TV business, show and tell. What kind of things do you have in stock right now that people can come to Greenfield Gallery or look up on Facebook or social media or on your website to find out what you have in stock right now?
Our eBay user handle is Greenfield Gallery Sales 2.
Okay, the number 2.
Yep, number 2. And we have 1,700 items on. The Christine Sobek, her son races in Badger. She helps me list a lot of items.
Yeah.
We have a ton of racing programs, a ton of photos, lots and lots of die-cast. That's a lot of the stuff that we have on a regular basis. I brought some kind of cool stuff that I've picked up over the years.
All right, show it off.
The first one is Ty Majeski. If anybody knows, I actually have a door of Ty Majeski.
You like Ty Majeski?
Yeah, and I have every regular car that he's ever produced. I have it signed. So Kevin Owen up in La Crosse does customs. So he's like, I have an extra of the Snowball Derby one, and I have a custom car, and Ty signed it this year at the Midwest Tour opener at Slinger.
So this is one of one.
It's one of one.
Die-cast,
yes.
made
Correct.
for Ty Majeski's first of 2 Snowball Championship winning cars.
Absolutely.
That's right there.
Yeah.
And you can sell it. It's available to
No,
buy.
it's
All
not.
right, I'm
It's
going to move
not.
this over
It's
to me.
not.
I'm going to stack the toys in front of me like it's Christmas, but I
Right.
don't. You could buy them. I'm not going to buy any of these.
So, and this is another one. And again, this is out of my collection. So, we buy and sell all the time.
Yep.
But part of this is you collect and you want some. My uncle stood in line for, I don't know, a ridiculous amount of hours when Alan Kowicki was at Greenfield High School, that legendary day.
Yep.
And he stood in line. And at that time in 1992, 93, there wasn't as many. The diecast was just starting out. It wasn't as prevalent. So my uncle got an autographed Alan Kowicki car.
That is autographed by Alan Kowicki on Alan Kowicki Day, March of 1993, just weeks before he passed away. But after he was a champion, came back to celebrate with a bunch of fans. 7,000 plus showed up, and your uncle got that.
He
standing
stayed
line.
for everyone.
Awesome. So the autograph's right on top of the roof on the 7. Come on up and get it.
So another thing that
you got to buy it. Sorry.
So I was at the race last year. I was really excited that the Craftsman trucks came.
Yeah.
That the ARCA came, and Josh Balicki had a ride.
Yep.
So I picked up a couple Josh Balicki diecasts. This is a Back the Blue, thewoundedblue.org, and I got Josh to sign it in the pits last year at the race. I like to, when I buy and sell and collect, Matt Kenseth, Alan Kowicki, Josh Balicki, even Mark Martin, some of the ASA guys, those guys all sell. There's a connection in Wisconsin that those guys all have. I mean, everyone kind of watched Matt growing up for his years in racing at Slinger, Madison, Jefferson, the Dells, etc. So those all have a little bit better, sell better and have more interest from fans.
Greenfield Gallery Sales 2 on eBay. Go to the eBay store. Ralph's got a whole lot more stories to tell you in person as well. We're hanging out at the Greenfield Gallery with Ralph here in Mukwonago. Give him a look. Give a call. We've got a lot of stuff he's got here, buying and selling racing collections at Greenfield Gallery. We'll be right back on the Racing Roundup Show.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Contact us on our website, racingroundupshow.com. We'll be right back with more of the Upper Midwest and Wisconsin racing scene, NASCAR, and the world of motorsports.
This Saturday, the Monster Truck Nitro Tour invades Dells Raceway Park with 2 monster shows at 1:30 and 7:30. See these 10,000-pound giants compete in racing, wheelie contests, and freestyle action. Experience the ride of your life on board a real monster truck. Meet the drivers, get autographs, take photos at the pit parties at noon and 6. Get your advance tickets online now at monstertrucktour.com. Dells Raceway Park, located 2 miles west of Wisconsin Dells off Highway 12. For more info, go to DellsRacewayPark.com.
Adams Towing offers expert heavy-duty towing services for the entire state of Wisconsin from their Plover headquarters. Since 1961, 3 generations of heavy-duty towing specialists and racing supporters have provided towing, flatbed, and reload service, plus winching and upright, long boom service, truck starting, and cleanup. Adams Towing proudly sponsors Ryan Farrell's Super Late Model team. Put Adams Towing and their experienced team and their fleet of heavy-duty tow trucks and rollbacks to work for you. Call Adams Towing today at 715-344-3836.
Check out our website, RacingRoundupShow.com, to watch show archives, support our awesome show advertisers. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Welcome back to the Greenfield Gallery Cars Show at Heaven City Property in Mugwanago. We're hanging out with part 2 with Ralph Hibbard. I can't stop thinking, what else you got, Ralph? This is pretty cool to hang out with you here today. It's a beautiful afternoon for a car show, but it's also a great day to go shopping. What else do you got to sell us?
I do a lot of green light Indy cars. They do.
That's the
Indy car.
Yeah.
We have it in 118th and 164th.
18. That's the big one. That's the big one. This is the 124 scale, just so you have an idea. Yeah, bring it on. Bring it on. You got how many of those you got?
We got a case of them.
Okay, couple.
Yes, definitely.
All right.
Very popular. He brought a buzz to Indy this year that you hadn't seen in a while.
He went out and practiced in front of 20,000 people the first day, in the middle of the week back in early May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, he has such an amazing crossover because he still races dirt. He still goes and slings it during the week. And he's competitive in everything he drives.
Yes.
Whether he hops in a midget, hops in a wing sprint car, Silver Crown, dirt late model, pavement late model. He's competitive in everything he drives, and it's amazing. He's this generation's, Foyt, Tony Stewart
100%.
type of driver that will hop in anything. He's competitive on road courses, competitive on short tracks, competitive on mile and a half. So he's kind of the total package.
Speaking of AJ Foyt, what's that red T-shirt all about there, Ralph?
So,
and how'd you get a hold of that?
So every once in a while you buy things in a big pile, and you don't really know what you have. And in 1981, AJ Foyt won his last race. And this is a shirt from the last race that AJ Foyt won. It's the Pocono 500. This race
on the shirt it says 1981
Pocono
500.
And again, that's the last race that AJ Foyt ever won. And it kind of comes with, there's a huge story about that one. Nobody can locate any of the tape for that race. There's like a few small snippets, and that was during the kind of the war between Cart and USAC. And
79-80 was definitely the war, yes.
And in 81 there still was a bit of some ramifications, and I want to say they had 17 Indy cars show up, and I believe USAC panicked a little bit, or they needed to fill the field, so they added like 9 Silver Crown cars. So if you watch there's a few small clips of that race, and it is actually crazy because you have Silver Crown riding around the bottom at about 120, which is really fast, and you have these missiles of Indy cars whizzing by them at 200, 210, and it's just crazy to think of how anybody thought that was a good idea.
Yeah.
So
yeah, well,
that's
kind
of a little
part
bit
of the show. And if anybody knows how to run a Silver Crown car in an IndyCar race, it's AJ Foyt at August 22nd, 1965 at the mile. Sat on the pole, finished second. He had to stop for fuel. All the funny cars, he called them.
So just a small – I've done private signings with AJ Foyt. We've done a private signing with Mario Andretti. And we did – I bought out so we did a private signing with Richie Bickle about 3 years ago. I'll let you guess which one has the best stories.
Well, Bickle has a lot of stories. He even wrote a book. And AJ's got another book written about him right now.
So just so everyone knows, like, I've read Bickle's book. The best stories aren't in the book.
Yeah.
So,
and speaking of books, Steve Zotke is here. He hosts a podcast, but he also is an author of a USAC stock car book that's coming out in a few weeks. Co-wrote it with a couple of great guys, including Dr. Pat Sullivan. That's also part of the history that kind of restokes the idea that this kind of car in a die-cast is something you want to get a hold of. What is that one?
So the University of Racing started about 10 years ago, and they made some of the historical cars. And this is 1968 Torino Talladega of AJ Foyt. They've done some of Mario Andretti. They did some wing cars of like Dave Marcus and Richard Petty and a few of those drivers. And I kind of find that people, rather than the COT and the next gen and all that, people like seeing the cars like the Superbirds, the Torino Talladegas, and even, in the 80s, the notchbacks, the second gen Camaros, all those cars that people remember in the 80s that raced, with the legends, like Dale Earnhardt, Richard Petty, Dave Pearson those type of drivers. Those cars become popular. And they've made a couple different ones of the Torino. I'm trying to think who else. I think they did a Cale Yarborough. They also, Bobby Allison, they did a Coca-Cola one as well. So those are very popular. Again, AJ Foyt sells.
And here's the good news. If you want to find something, specifically photos from those eras, Armin Krieger took photos from the 40s on through I'd say the mid-'80s.
1999.
1999.
Correct.
Wow. So that entire collection's here. Mike Dunn's collection is here. That's a lot of short track racing around the upper Midwest. That's Mike Naparella shot a lot of years for newspapers and magazines.
And Al Fortner
Yep.
followed
ASA
yeah. for years. And
yeah.
then also, I mean, all of them had a turn back at Hales.
They all had an official status at one point in time.
Exactly,
yes.
exactly.
Yeah. Hey, I'm a big hand for Ralph Hibbert, everybody. Thanks for having us here. Thanks for telling us what you can do. Where can we find you again on online to find out the best deals?
Greenfield Gallery Sales 2 on eBay.
Right.
And again, most of my stuff is set up with offers. If you think my price is reasonable, you can always make me an offer. You never know.
There you go. There you go. Or you can go shopping in the store right now. That's where we're hanging out at Greenfield Gallery's HQ. Thank you, Ralph, for being on the show. Thanks for having us.
Jim.
Really appreciate it. Make sure you sign our Bob Schroeder sign our backdrop as well. We got some NASCAR footage, NASCAR coverage to tell you about. There's some interesting news in the Interstate Batteries of Southeast Wisconsin NASCAR report. Interstate batteries are outrageously dependable and are the number one replacement battery in North America. Interstate is a founding sponsor of Joe Gibbs Racing. Visit interstatebatteries.com to find a battery for every need at a dealer near you. All the way multiple times from Denny to win Sunday's 400-mile Cup race at Pocono Raceway. It's hard to believe Blenny has now 12 Cup races and a championship since his first Cup race in the Wood Brothers number 21 back in 2017. At Pocono, I was in Victory Lane. It was amazing to see the Wood Brothers back in Victory Lane at a NASCAR race, one of my all-time favorite times. That was 12 races and 7 years ago already for Ryan Blaney. On Sunday, Tricky Triangle, Chicago Street Race winner Alex Bowman got close to Blaney, but then faded to third. Blaney's locked in the NASCAR playoffs with the regular season point leader now Chase Elliott after his 9th place finish at Pocono. Cole Custer won Saturday's race at Pocono in the NASCAR Xfinity Series with the first win all year of the Ford Mustang in Xfinity. Rockton, Illinois, Austin Allgaier recovered from a pit road penalty to finish a disappointing second for him. William Byron dipped down to a level to finish third in the Hendrick Motorsports number 17 Chevy. Franklin's Sam Mayer was 10th. Rhinelander native Parker Retzloff 32nd, the first car one lap down in the Xfinity Series race on Saturday. And next week's live racing roundup show guest at Paulie's Pub and Eatery, Josh Berlicki. Yep, Josh will be with us. Fresh at Indy next weekend in the Xfinity race. Josh also raced at Pocono and it was out early with electrical issues. All three Wisconsin drivers and Carson Quapple in the Junior Motorsports 88 will be racing this weekend at the Brickyard on the Big Oval. Friday's Truck Series race at Pocono is weather affected. Corey was undeterred as he raced out to victory, his 5th of the season. Milwaukee 2023 truck race winner Grant Enfinger lined up next to Heim on the last restart with 3 laps to go, but just did not have the speed as Heim pulled away to victory. Nina's Tymajeski finished 6th in both stages, but had to pit with an electrical issue during the race. Fell back in the order. Now finished 22nd in his second of 3 truck races. The Wausau native is in his 3rd and final truck race this coming Friday night at IRP in the number 66 truck for ThorSport Racing as Ty Majeski's teammate. Entered in the Friday night truck race as well as Richie Waters, number 16. Crew chief in for Shiggy Hattori's number 16 truck. Johnny Sauter is back in a truck at IRP this Friday night. So we got 3 Wisconsin guys to cheer for this Friday night. I'll be there for the ARCA race coverage as well Friday night prior to that, where Marco Andretti and Wim Swalich are racing in the ARCA race and in the Truck Series race. They're double dipping Friday night in the ARCA and the Truck Series race, and I have good authority. Both of them will be racing double duty at the Milwaukee Mile on Sunday, August 25th in the Laguna 175 and the Sprecher 150, NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series and ARCA Menard Series races, respectively. There are ticket deals now available, NASCAR IndyCar combo tickets as well as NASCAR and Fair ticket sales going on right now. Milwaukee Mile tickets soon for the best available. This week we talked about the Sunday's Brickyard 400 is back on the Oval. You see at 2:30 Central. Kevin Harvick was the last Oval winner at Indy back in 2020. They've been on the road course since. Now they're back on the Oval. And I'll be traveling to Indy this weekend for the ARCA race on Friday night. If you aren't able, join us on tracktv.com for the live call of the ASA Stars 400 at Anderson, Indiana. I'll be on that call. Then I'll be hanging out at the Brickyard for a bit on Sunday before I get back home to get ready for next Tuesday's show back at Paulie's. The program, a gentleman who's got a lot of work to do. 13 locations around the state of Wisconsin. It's Jiffy Lube Banner. He's kind of in charge of all of it as the VP Operations. Bob Cahill, welcome to the Roundup Show. Good to see you here.
How you doing?
I'm really good. When it comes to having you here, it's kind of we're hanging out with you, and you brought a special hat with you to give away after the show.
Oh, I sure do. I have a great hat.
I'm going to grab it here. It's off the display area. Thank you, A2 Woodworking. This hat says Jiffy Lube on one side, but tell us the whole story of a wonderful hat that has a lot of racing significance.
This is the inaugural Jiffy Lube 500 hat, or 300 hat, from Homestead, Florida. The inaugural one. So there's only one like it, and that's it.
And we're giving it away.
Yes, sir.
After the show today.
Yes, sir.
That's pretty cool. Now, when you get to work around the state of Wisconsin, there's 13 Jiffy Lube locations you have to worry about, right?
Yes.
And I want to make sure people know Jiffy Lube is a place to go for more than oil changes. What do you guys all do?
Back in the day, we only used to do oil changes and fluid fluid differentials, transmissions, that kind of thing. But now we decided our fleet business thrives when we can do tire rotations. And when we do tire rotations, we can check the brakes. So now we do brakes, we do suspension work, we do cell tires, we do balance, we do wheel alignments, we do.
We're going to have some coupons to give away at our shows. You can also find some coupons online. Is that the best place to find your nearest Jiffy Lube in Wisconsin?
Yeah, jiffylube.com. You can find us.
And then you just type in your zip code, I think, right?
Type in the zip code. It'll take you right to our stores.
And the neat thing is, we got a chance, when you see the commercial on a Racing Roundup show, that's a brand new store in Muskego. You guys are ever improving your locations.
You know, we have our first store. We opened our first store in December of 19. That was in Milwaukee.
Okay.
And then we opened up a couple stores up in Appleton, Grand Chute. We opened up Muskego. That store is a beautiful store. If you haven't seen it, go by and look at it. It's right in front of the Walmart.
Yep.
And it's a gorgeous store. I think it's one of the best looking stores. Besides the one in, we have one in Kenosha. This is another nice looking one.
And your mechanics. Speaking of having stuff in stock, I didn't see them worry about any. I saw a 4x4 in there.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a Mercedes. You guys had filters in stock. You guys go pretty deep what you need.
Yeah, we do. We got a little bit hurt with the supply issue during COVID, but we're bouncing back. We've got a very good supplier, and we're fulfilling. They are fulfilling our orders.
So when it comes to working at Jiffy Lube, what are some you get to just say, hey, this is kind of cool. Have you guys known this? We do this. We do wipers. We do tires. We do tires, not just rotate them.
You know, people ask me, what about the vehicles? We service electric vehicles.
All right.
They need tires. They need wiper blades. They need brakes. We can service them.
And when it comes to the locations, they're very conveniently located. You know, you can roll right up without an appointment, right?
Yeah, that's right. No appointment necessary.
So if I want to get my wipers done, no big deal.
Yep, just pull up. We'd probably pull you outside the bays and do it outside.
Yeah.
And leave it open for oil changes or other services. But
the neat thing is you pop in, you get out of your car, they say, okay, we got you down. They scan they log your car so they know exactly what wipers, they know exactly what filter, exactly what oil. Got that figured out. You go in the showroom. I got to sit down. Coffee machine's right there. Water in the fridge.
We call that our electronic service manual. It tells you everything about the car.
Yeah.
Now, another thing, too, is you can go to another Jiffy Lube anywhere in the country, and they'll have your history.
Okay.
Wherever you go. So your history will travel with you.
And, Bob, when it comes to go races, you mentioned to me before the show, you got to go to a pretty cool race that we ended up at together, not knowing it. Hundreds of thousands, it seemed like that. Said, I was there. Yeah. You and I were there. Atlanta, 1992.
Hampton. It was Richard Petty's last race. And he crashed, and his hood came up, and he was out of the race for, I don't know, half the laps. He comes out with about 10 laps left. No hood.
Yeah.
And he finished. The fans went nuts. And then we found out we were there together.
Yes, and it was the Alan Quicky's championship race that he won, beat Elliott by 10 points, the closest margin at that time in NASCAR history. I'll get that later. That's okay. The neat thing is you've got racing in the blood. Jiffy Lube's been involved in racing a long time. It's really cool to have you here with us for a few minutes talking about the great things that Jiffy Lube can offer.
Oh, yeah. You know, being in this industry with cars, I love cars. And they've changed quite a bit. I started with Jiffy Lube in 1986.
Wow.
I turned wrenches, and now I'm here as a vice president of operations. So you young ones out there, if you're looking for a career, Jiffy Lube is the way to go. You can start off wrenching, doing the pits, and work your way up.
And you get certified if you want to. ASC certified mechanics are working at Jiffy Lubes as well.
ASC certified. And also Jiffy Lube has a computer-based training program. Oh. It's the best in the industry. It's been written up in magazines about training. And it is thorough, very thorough.
Bob Cahill, it's a pleasure having you on. Thanks for your support of the show.
Hey, thank you very much, Jim.
JiffyLube.com. Bob Cahill, about a big hand, everybody. Getting things done here in Jiffy Lube across the state of Wisconsin.
Great.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you.
Taking a commercial break. We'll come right back with more. We're talking about Badger Midgets, Badger Kart Club, and the world of short track racing with Deanie Strom on the way. And Bill Holland went to the Slinger Nationals. You get to relive it with us on the program in a little while.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Contact us on our website, racingroundupshow.com. We'll be right back with more of the Upper Midwest and Wisconsin racing scene, NASCAR, and the world of motorsports.
At Automatic Transmission Design, we know your vehicle is important to you. When your transmission needs servicing, take it to the best. ATD in Germantown, Wisconsin. ATD understands how important it is to get your vehicle fixed right the first time. When you take your vehicle to ATD, our ASC trained technicians will run diagnostic tests to pinpoint the exact problem and answer any questions you may have before repairs begin. ATD has been providing high-quality, honest repairs to customers for over 15 years. We service all makes and models using the best parts and equipment available. When you come to ATD, you will get an honest assessment of the problem, simple explanations, experienced technicians, competitive pricing, high-quality parts, and their 100% guarantee. Money is not the goal at ATD. It is the result of fixing the problem and returning the vehicle to you. That is their goal. The next time your vehicle needs quality transmission service, give Charlie a call at 262-251-7777 or visit autotransdesign.com.
Jiffy Lube has locations across Wisconsin to serve you. Visit jiffylube.com to locate your store and to find the latest coupons and promotional offers. You're greeted by a friendly and knowledgeable staff. Grab a water or coffee. You and your vehicle are in good hands. Windshield wipers, new tires, and alignments are a few of the many services offered. Jiffy Lube proudly features Pennzoil. There's a whole lot more than no appointment drive-up oil changes at Jiffy Lube. Welcome to personalized car care. Wisconsin race fans, find your store at jiffylube.com.
Like the pro, Hefner Racing Products. Take your trailer to the next level. Upgrade your garage, streamline your shop. Whether you're tearing up the track or tackling home projects, Hefner Racing Products has you covered with the best made and widest variety of organizational accessories made right here in Wisconsin. Shop online now at hrpracing.com.
Mower Series at Olson Outdoor Power is raising the bar on performance with smarter controls, longer times, and more comfort. Add in layaway and financing from Olson's, and there's no lawn you can't conquer. Buy the best from the best. Gravely at Olson's Outdoor Power, Muskego.
Check out our website, RacingRoundupShow.com, to watch show archives, see photos from decades of our program, and links to support our awesome show advertisers. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Welcome back to the program. Glad to have you with us. With big heads up here, there's a big event coming to Great Lakes Dragway, the Mopar AMC Festival. Yes, the Mopar AMC Festival together. 2 days only, Saturday, July 27, Sunday, July 28. There's going to be so much to see and do throughout the weekend. You don't want to miss it. There'll be a car show, swap meet, and drag racing. The Chicago Wise Guys will also be running at the event. Tickets are $25. Kids ages 10 to 15 are just $12. 9 and under are free. The Mopar AMC Festival, July 27th and 28th at the legendary Great Lakes Dragway. Do not miss it. Go to greatlakesdragway.com to find out more information. Pretty cool to know we have a lot of things to cover in the world of motorsports. And this portion of our show is brought to you by Allied Resource Recovery. Turn your recycled metals into cash. ARR has locations in West Allis and Waukesha. Find their full list of accepted metals that you can turn into cash at ARR1938.com. This week's Anderson's Maple Syrup Racing Short Track Spotlight shines on the mighty Badger Midgets Auto Racing Association. Anderson's is a proud sponsor in support of World of Outlaws racer Bill Baylog and modified pilot Jason Gross. Try Anderson's in your coffee or tea or on vanilla ice cream. Take it with you with Pure Fuel, Maple Energy on the go. Buy Anderson's Maple Syrup at your favorite grocer. Anderson's, over 95 years of syrup perfection. Anderson'sMapleSyrup.com. We're hanging out with the president of the Badger Midget Auto Racing Association, Quinn McCabe, and racer who's currently 8th in the points. And welcome back to the show, Brian Peterson. Guys, thanks both of you for coming on the program.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Brian, you brought the car down? We did. Quinn, you brought Amy, right?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
You didn't bring Amy?
No. Amy brought me.
Okay. I thought sometimes you get to drive. I'm not sure.
No.
Okay. All right. Just checking.
No.
Just checking.
That's been a long time ago since I've done that.
There's a lot of things going on.
A lot.
Badger Midgets, right in the middle of the season here.
Yep.
You guys got a little rain last weekend, but that means you're more anxious to go racing now at Eagle River Raceway, Quinn. This is going to be a cool deal for people at the upper half of the state.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Pat and Patty reached out to us and wanted to know if we wanted to come out there. We had a weekend open, and I thought, well, everybody in Wisconsin and Northern Illinois seems to have a place in the river, so why not? Let's go up there and race.
Right.
We should put on a good show for everybody.
Have you ever raced there before? You weren't in the field.
Race. I would think we were off sprint car racing by that time, but yeah, as a matter of fact,
so cool. Claire Roan might have been there. I saw Claire here.
He was there. I'm sure he was there.
Yeah.
Brad Weber won that night.
Really?
Yeah.
You got all that information?
And a VW.
That's awesome.
Well, it was. Yeah, it's pretty
Love
cool.
the sound of VWs.
Yes, they were pretty cool. They
Classic.
were a very neat. They were a neat midget, that's for sure.
So you guys had a chance to see the place.
Yep.
Just kind of got a look and said, let's do this.
Yeah, I was there 10 years ago when we ran a micro there.
Okay. When it comes to this the series this year, I think the diversity of the schedule, Brian, has got to be pretty exciting for you. You take a lot of time away from your work as a Greenfield Fire Department. Thank you for your service for that. But that means a lot of schedule shifting around. But you get a chance to race at some really cool racetracks.
We do, and with the addition of Mara, that Quinn and Amy helped revitalize down south. We get there's a lot of diversity. We can almost race, seems like every weekend if we want to. I know he's on the road and Amy are on the road a lot, but it's really cool. We got back to Beaver Dam this year, which is one of my favorite tracks. It's cool, very neat schedule.
And I do recall a picture of you, Brian, in Victoryland at Angel Park Speedway. That was like a watershed moment for you.
Yeah, won a heat race up there finally. So yeah, that was a couple of years ago, but yes.
That is so cool to know that it's going on. They're racing at Angel Park Speedway on Sunday, July 28th, but between now and then we're racing Eagle River Raceway this Saturday.
Correct. Yep.
And it's a points battle. There's only 19 points between Cody Weisensell and that Cleaver guy.
Well, there's only 61 between the top 5.
And Brandon Welty's in that mix, and it's kind of cool knowing that you've heard these names before. Matt Rechek won at Beaver Dam this year.
Yep.
He's in the point. He's tied with Brandon Welty.
Yeah, they're.
How exciting is that for you guys, knowing it's really, really on for serious business? These guys get after it.
It is good. I mean, I'm excited about it. I mean, the Deuce, the red 2 car with Stark driving that thing. You know, Stark wins everything in the asphalt world when he goes to run those cars all over the United States. So he does really well in a 2 car, and they're. I mean, 61 points out. He's the guy in 5th, and it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch him and those guys that run on the top 5.
And Brian, you're in 8th in points right now. There's a race amongst you guys that it may not be top 5, but man, there's a lot of great competition. 25, 30 cars a night.
Yeah, it's Angel Park's definitely the hardest track to go to. Anybody shows up there. But yeah, it's competition's been getting better every year for us. Car counts are great, and everybody's equipment's getting better. Drivers are getting better doing it, so it's very competitive.
And you've raced in national midgets. You raced at the Chili Bowl. You've got a chance to now, several years into the Badger Formula now.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a lot of work and maintenance, but it's got to be a lot of fun knowing you guys are right there with them without spending $100,000 on 2 engine rebuilds over the course of half a summer.
Amen. Yes. Yes. It's for midgets. It's so it's an affordable class for midget racing. And just the parity throughout. You can build your own if you have that skill set. Denny Smith and Mike Strike right down the road, they build their own Chevys. The engine platform, I think, is really cool. You can run Hondas like I do. Some Toyotas out there, so it's pretty neat. D2 guys are Cale Coons came up. He's won with us with a D2 legal car. So, I mean, it's just there's so many cars available now to us that it's really neat to see the series grow.
And Quinn, the last time we talked, there's a lot of people that want to see you race at their racetrack. You've got how many more races yet in this season?
10.
And is the schedule going to be, are you going to finalize the last date? I think I saw on the website, bmra.com, there's a TBA date yet to be filled in, or is that not going to happen?
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Okay.
But
right. So now we have less chances to see them. You got to come out and see it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
When it comes to the races, Angel Park Speedway, Sunday night, July 28th, will begin. I think there's only 5 more Sunday nights.
Yeah, and then we're also going to, we'll go to Sycamore.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
You've been there. It's 4 times this year.
It's
something
5.
Like 5, okay. Yep. All right.
And then we're going to Wilmot. End of August, we'll get Wilmot. And then Eagle River. And then Angel Park for the rest of them. So
yeah that's going to be kind of cool.
Yeah, it's always fun. I like going to Wilmot. I like going to Sycamore. Sycamore's right in our backyard, so it's good for me. But
so I got a chance to go to the Grundy County Speedway this past Saturday.
Nice.
Yeah, hot day. Turned into a really weird weather pattern, and it turned into a lot of rain. So I drove home.
I heard about that.
But I kind of looked on the map. I'm like, oh, that's where Marengo is. Oh, that's where Sycamore is.
Right.
You guys aren't that far away.
No, not at all. Really close.
And when it comes to traveling, Brian, how does that fit in your schedule? How excited are you going to be knowing that next year you might have a little more time to race because you might finally not be a fireman?
Yeah, I'm retiring January 3rd. I've already picked a day.
All right.
We are going to run for points next year for the first time ever. So
Good.
We'll see how that goes, and it'll be nice to have nice weekends off for sure.
Good. That means if he's going to run for the championship, then I can throw like 5 more races on there.
You should.
Yeah.
You should.
Yeah, we should get up to like 30.
Because he's going to be tired. So early,
Exactly.
He's going to have the car shine. It's going to be on the jack stands. Wait for you guys to show up.
If you see this car, you know when Brian Peterson's at the racetrack. You can find that car anywhere.
I spend hours polishing. No, I don't. Oh, he does.
That car is beautiful. It is. That's good looking
sitting over here and sitting on the rear tire, of course, is Pat Stender from Big Ben.
Oh, yeah.
The tallest man ever to run a midget.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Did a few times over and is not. It was active. He was an active racer.
He was. He was. It was. That's interesting.
I see ABC, the Bowling Brothers, and look at this beautiful 2x4 piece they brought out. This is a Cessna Chevy. Sesco. I can't read that far. Sorry, Sesco. Yeah. That's neat. You guys have the history here with us to show off that too. The Bowling Brothers are a big part of Badger.
Yeah, that was a thing that Ron Huddles came up with back in the day when the Volkswagen started to take off, and so he made that thing. That's actually a V8 Chevy cylinder head cut in half, and he made his own block and mounted on each side.
But you guys have some key people involved. The Bollock brothers are part of the pulse of what you guys get to do on Badger.
Well, Chuck retired, so
yeah, but I'm saying that's a lot of dedication.
Bill's still with us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a lot of dedication just to go up and down the road with us for 25 nights. Put up with me for 25 nights. You know how that is. So
that's a lot.
It is.
18 years with Amy. That's a lot.
27.
27. I knew it was somewhere.
Yeah.
I knew it was
It's
somewhere.
close.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Might be 28 now. I can't remember.
All right, she'll remind you.
Oh yeah, she'll remind me as soon as we leave here.
It's so much fun having you guys on the show. We got a few more things to talk about. Brian, in terms of your race car, I went to the same windshield replacement company that's on the side of your car. When my daughter's brand new car got a big old crack in it, took care of me. You got a lot of good people helping you out this year, don't you?
We do. American Glass and Window, that's my cousin Chad.
Chad did a great job on my car. He can do a good job on yours.
Yeah, he's been with me for 10 years now at least, maybe more. Brian Haskins from Spankin' Racings. He helps us out. Gary Bellman Trucking, Phantom Chassis, Roger and Lara Miller. They're all safe. They got hit by a tornado last night. Everything's good. The race cars are safe. I texted with them before. VMS Motorsports with Jim Booker, M3 Custom Creations, Matt Myers, who did that car, just an amazing job. And then CarQuest Auto Parts here in McGuanago helps me out as well.
That's cool. Right here in McGuanago. Yep. When we go back racing at Angel Park Speedway, you guys have a choice. I mean, it's cool. We got the Kevin's race. We've got the Brian Kapinski race on the schedule every year. But now we got reunion night coming up the next time you race at Angel Park Speedway. What's going on July 28th?
Actually, yeah, we do have the reunion race. But we're going to have the first
Hall of Fame.
Robbie Ray and a group of his people put together we're going to have a Badger Midget Hall of Fame.
This is the first class going in, right?
The first class going in, yes.
On Sunday night, July 28th?
Right. The ceremony will start Sunday around 11:30. And if you guys want to attend, it is open to the public.
Cool.
If you want to purchase a ticket, it'll be $35 for a ticket. That'll get you into the race as well. That's for the luncheon part of it. If you're a driver or owner past, it'll be $25. And then if you just want to attend after the luncheon, it'll be $15.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean they've done all great work. You got to thank Robbie, Bill Bloomer, Claire Roan, Linda Bradison, Lauren Olson, Paul Kruger. They're all in that committee to elect the first class. Well, to elect all the Hall of Fame members, and I think their first class is it's impressive. I mean,
as a non-member, I think everyone you named is part of the fabric of Badger Midgets, and I hope they all get considered to be Hall of Fame inductees at one point because all the dedication they put in.
Oh yeah.
Still.
Oh yeah. What they've done.
Yep.
I mean, just Paul and Claire alone. I mean, they've been. Well, Paul's getting in.
Yeah.
And he's won the Badger Championship back in the '60s. He won that. I think he won that the first year he's ever owned a car.
Come on.
I'm serious.
Wow.
Well,
I've only heard that like at Indianapolis at the Wilkies. First time they own a car, they win.
Keith Thomas. He hired the best guy at the time. And
wow, that's cool.
Keith Thomas and all them guys jump in there, and away we go.
Lots of history. And they're all going to, whoever can show up is going to show up for the Hall of Fame, support each other.
Correct.
And also go racing on Sunday night.
Yep. Yeah, that's going to be exciting. I think it's going to be a great day. It's going to happen. The Hall of Fame thing's going to happen rain or shine. So, we have weather like we're having right here tonight to kick that thing or to, put an end to the day's events. I think it'll be great.
Yeah, and what's cool about it is the history is kind of like while we're sitting here at Greenfield Gallery, part of that history lives here too. The Armin Krieger collection, you guys got a chance to tap into that, right? With Ralph Hibbert saying, what do you guys need to help support your Hall of Fame stuff?
Yeah, we needed a lot of pictures, and we have to thank them for letting us use all those pictures for the event, because if we don't have that, it's hard to find some pictures of some of the people that have been in there, and pretty exciting.
Paul
really
Kruger
exciting.
with dark hair, that kind of stuff. It takes a little while.
Yeah,
You got to go back in time.
That it does.
Quinn McCabe with hair. I'm just kidding, kind of. I saw some pictures recently. You had hair.
Yeah, I did. That was a long time ago, though.
Brian still has hair, it's just shorter. Mine's just falling out. So there we go. We got the hair thing covered.
Hey, and the other thing, too, is I want to thank Brad Weber and Lyco, the company that he works for, runs out there in Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. They're going to make a trophy, or I don't know if trophy is the right word, but we're going to put everybody's name on it. Every class that gets inducted, their name will be on this trophy, and it will be presented or sit someplace where everybody can see it. So
that's on Sunday, July 28th. Do we need to tell you we're coming, or we can just show up if we're not a member or a past owner?
You need to tell, especially if you want to go to the luncheon.
Yeah.
You need to get a hold of Amy.
Okay. All right.
And Amy's on Facebook, and you need to tell Linda that you're going to be there for the luncheon thing. If you're not going to attend the luncheon, you can just show up after that, because the ceremony is going to start at 1 o'clock sharp.
Okay.
And to get through 16 people, we're going to push that thing along pretty good to get it done so we can go racing.
And if you want to talk
Sunday
to Quinn,
night.
he's in third gear when he's in the pavilion, and he's in fifth gear when it comes to race time. So pick your moments. Wear your steel-toed shoes, because you have a job to do that day. Not just talk about it. You got to go racing that night.
Yeah, we got to go racing that night. I'm more worried about the racing thing. I let Amy and Robbie and everybody else worry about the event during the day. So, but it should be a great time. I think this thing's pretty cool. I think what they've done is, it's well deserved for everybody that's inducted, and all the inductees that will come after I'm gone. It'll be just it's an amazing thing that's finally happened after 89 years of racing.
Yeah.
And 85 if you don't, if you miss the war.
85 years of racing, not during the war years, but
correct.
It's been that long.
Oh, yeah.
That's amazing.
1936.
So part of the history also includes the guy we talked about who started this show. His son-in-law is Ralph Hibbert, who has Greenfield Gallery. There's a connection I want to draw to Darrell Dobbs, who was one of the track announcers at Beaver Dam and Sun Prairie, Angel Park Speedway, for a lot of years. Darrell was part of this deal, and he also had a team ownership plan with Kevin Olson and Stan Fox as teammates with Darrell's double-decker open trailer that ran around the country and ran USAC races.
Nice.
So we're hanging out here in that kind of rarefied air.
Yeah.
And then tying in further, because it's our show, right? It's all about 40 years of racing. I've known Brian since I mentioned I started announcing at Badger Raceway in Dallasman, now Millwright Raceway. July 27, 1985 was my first time holding a microphone. That's the 65th anniversary celebration on that Saturday at the Cookout. You were racing in what year when I first saw you racing?
I started in 81 out there.
81.
I was there for your first day announcing. I was. We were talking about it before when you said that.
1981. That's pretty cool. Now this takes you back in a chapter in time too, because I know your son Austin was racing, and you get a chance to see some karts. You might, hey, wait a minute, what do you got on that thing? What kind of gear you running? I mean, sure, it kind of brings you right back to karting.
Well, everything does. Both sides.
Yeah.
Ostrowski's on this side.
Yeah.
Austin raced with him. We still have friends over there. It's just racing world really is small, so it's cool.
It is really cool. Hey guys, thanks for your time for joining us here at Greenfield Gallery. All the best.
No, thanks for having us on here. I mean, it's just I like this event. It's really nice to be here. You picked another great night. I'm glad you controlled the weather for us.
It's Ralph Hibbert's. Ralph Hibbert's got all the credit
He's got
for
the
that.
controls on the weather.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful evening here.
We're hanging out at Greenfield Gallery. Quinn McCabe, Brian Peterson, let's give them a hand. Thank you guys for making the effort to be here, bringing the car down. And it's really been cool to have you on. We wish you all the best. I'm glad we got the word out. There's a lot more Badger Midget Racing, 10 more points races. BMARA.com is the website to go to, and find Amy Schultz on Facebook if you want to be part of the Hall of Fame events starting at 1 o'clock on Sunday, July 28th at Angel Park Speedway in Sun Prairie. We're talking about more racing. Dean Strom's on the way. We also have some more Badger Kart Club champions to talk about here on this big night at the Greenfield Gallery, D'Angelo's Construction Roadshow at the Heaven City property in Mukwonago. We'll be right back.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors.
Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln is a great place to watch NASCAR races, Packer games, Brewer games, and to meet up with your friends. Joey and Jim Lynch pride themselves on their friendly hospitality and welcome Racing Roundup listeners to stop in to watch all the races on their 14 TVs and flat screens. Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 Lincoln has been a longtime supporter of racers, including National Road Racing Motorcycle Champion Dan Volansky. Relax around the big neighborhood bar with 2 pool tables and dartboards surrounded by TVs. Whether you're meeting up before the game, want to watch the races with race fans, or just want to grab a cold one, head to Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 Lincoln and West Dallas.
427-1000 American Foundation.
When your foundation is in need of repair, you need 3 things: an honest opinion, quality work, and fair prices. Call American.
Trust and dedication. That's American Foundation.
Call American right now for huge savings.
427-1000 American Foundation.
Bobby Gutnick and the technicians at Oak Creek Automotive on South 27th Street in Drexel are experts in automotive repair. For 35 years and counting, the Napa-certified Car Care Center at Oak Creek Automotive handles emission testing, tires, and complete auto, truck, and SUV repair. From oil changes to transmission replacement, 414-761-3250 to schedule your free inspection appointment. For all your vehicle repair needs, head to South 27th in Drexel to the experts at Oak Creek Automotive.
Grassroots drag racing is open to everyone at Great Lakes Dragway in Union Grove. Make GLD your home track. Come and enjoy the show or challenge your friends to be part of the show. Bracket racing for all classes and juniors opens this weekend. Pro classes, street classes, and even bikes and sled classes. Check our website for the most updated calendar and upcoming big shows. GreatLakesDragaway.com.
Like our show on Facebook and share our content with other race fans. We hope to see you at one of our upcoming shows too. Join racers, other race fans, and win prizes. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show. We're smiling and waving. A lot of good things going on in the Greenfield Gallery Car Show here. And you know what? They have a lot going on. You better go online first. eBay store. Greenfield Gallery sales with the number 2 after it. That's this way for you. Yeah. And find out more about all of the stuff they have listed, and they have really good selections, and they can dig for you as well. If you want something to add to your collection, you've got 9 things and you want 11, they can probably find those other 2 for you. It's really cool to be hanging out with the Hibberts here again. Our annual visit here in mid-July, and a gorgeous night of hanging out with you here at this wonderful car show. We do want to thank the Badger Kart Club racers that brought their karts out of various ages and degrees. George Siraki brought out 2 vintage karts. They're actually twins. They're sitting right over here. One's a little more ready for a race. The other one's got some tender loving care to be done on it. But good to see Gio Siraki here supporting this with his grandson Brendan. J.C. Miller is also here. That's Steve Mueller's daughter. She's racing at Badger Raceway now. Steve's won a bunch of modified races. Put him on the dirt. He wins. D.C. Crane, that Derek Crane. We had him on the show. Thank you, Derek, for bringing out your 2008 championship-winning kart from Badger Kart Club. Jacob Majeski, we talked to him. Thank you, Mojo, for bringing the kart down. Louis Palmisano, thank you, Joe, and Goggles. We've got some shirts to give away from them as well on the program. Caden Carlson, Dylan Braun, and Thomas Paprosky, thank you for bringing your karts down. We have some more racers to talk to in the program. It's now time to switch things over and tell you this portion of our show is brought to you by the Midwest Truck Series, which is supported by Pathfinder Chassis and Wolfpack Promotions. Next up for the truckers is the Orange Blossom 61-lap race as part of the Jerry Eckert Orange Blossom Special this Saturday night at Jefferson Speedway. Find out more what's going on with the Midwest Truck Series on their website, MidwestTruckSeries.com. Here's another reminder also to watch our program. It's a TV program we do every Saturday at 11:30 a.m. in the Milwaukee area on CW18 Milwaukee, home as of September 20th of the NASCAR Xfinity Series for this fall and all the way through the following 7 years, I think it is, Xfinity Series only on the CW. Right now, let's welcome in my friend Dean Strom. Dean, you've had a busy time since we saw you last. You were working last Tuesday when we were hanging out at the Slinger Nationals, working Track PA and working the stream for Pit Road and all sorts of crazy things. They had a selection party on Monday night where they got to choose their qualifying order.
I was working that, too.
You were working that, too?
Yeah.
A lot of working. A lot of working between then and now.
And then Sunday before that, too.
And then the Sunday, as in like 2 nights ago, too. A lot. And we also spent Saturday together at Grady County Speedway. Dean, welcome back to the show.
Good to be back, Jim.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. What's going on in the world of short track racing?
It's time for the Bonafide Security Solutions Short Track Report. For camera, alarm systems for your home or business, program card access, custom-made security doors, on-call locksmith work, and more. It's a lock. Support the racers at Team Bonafide by calling 262-790-9400 or go online, bonafidesafe.com. Bonafide protects what you value. Congratulations to BMRE Electric Carts owner Brad Miller, who, after 26 years of trying, finally won the Slinger Nationals. After post-race inspection, disqualified race winner Andrew Morrissey and his car. The $20,000 check and trophy was awarded to Brad, who raced to second in the 200-lapper through the last chance race. Started deep in the 200-lapper.
Yeah.
Over $25,000 was raised in lap leader bonus money. The top 5, after it was all said and done, Derek Thorne finished second. Derek Kraus, teammates Steve Apel and R.J. Braun completed that top 5. Tuesday night, Zach Prunty gained some attention by moving Jeff Holtz on the last lap of the late model feature to take the win on the undercard. Our Bill Holland interviewed Bradley at his race shop after the race results were official. You can stick around for that. Bill's In the Groove report is a little bit later on the show tonight.
It also has the spin by Zach Prunty on Jeff Holtz to win.
Oh, all right.
That's a teaser.
So you can make your own judgment.
Coming up.
You were there, Jim.
I was.
On the live stream. What was your takeaways?
You know, the racing was pretty cool, and the atmosphere was awesome.
Energy. A lot of
energy.
energy.
The place was full. I don't think I've seen that many fans there that early before for Slinger Nationals. And Ryan Preece was part of the show, NASCAR Cup Series star. He also was a decision maker. He unfortunately on lap 6 got on the front stretch wall, and behind him in the invert were faster cars and cars that made their way through the last chance race. Ty Majeski, Austin Nason,
Richie Bickle.
Those cars were damaged.
Gio.
Yep. Yeah. So it took away some of that thought of what could happen with those faster guys in the back, and they didn't have a chance to do it. But Priest ended up running pretty well. Was running 6th or 7th, I think, when he got tangled up in the back stretch, and that ended his night. So that was kind of a takeaway of like, who were the big stars? The stars were the Slinger guys. The stars are the Midwest guys, and the speed. I'm watching the race monitor. 2/10 of a second a lap is a lot. That was like 2/10 off of qualifying speed was where they were racing most of the night. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was, and just the energy of the whole place. It was really cool. It's good to see the Slinger Nationals do that well.
Yeah.
Tonight's Slinger Super Speedway results brought to you by Ricardo's Pizza, located in downtown Greendale since 1970. Ricardo's is owned by racer Richie Locke and his family. Ricardo's Pizza takes pride in their dough made fresh daily, fresh produce, signature sauce, and the best Wisconsin cheeses. Order the best at ricardosgreendale.com. This past Sunday night at Slinger, it was the Small Car Nationals. Carter Stark, Mason Kalmus, Lincoln Johnson all claimed features before the rains came and washed out the rest of the program. This Sunday night at Slinger Super Speedway, Walter Tech College Night. So thank you to our friends, Walter Inc. Walter Tech College Night. Fans showing a technical college ID. Get in for just $5.
Cool.
And there's a Hooligans Motorcycle Exhibition along with.
Are you going to be riding on the back or on the front fork of a motorcycle team?
No. You see how fast those guys go?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, and they're like inches apart, and they jump over each other and stuff.
On the high banks?
Yeah.
No, I'm going to steer clear of that.
Okay.
I'll watch safely.
Just checking.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Up until rain washed away Saturday night's Wisconsin Wingless Sprints feature at Wilmot Raceway, the fans were treated to 2 great nights of racing with the Wingless and the World of Outlaws Sprint Series. CK Contractors LLC.com brings us to Wilmot Raceway and Wisconsin Wingless Sprints coverage. Hire the pros at CK Contractors for Lake Michigan shore restoration, lot grading, excavation, retention pond building, and more. Visit ckcontractorsllc.com to learn more. 10-time World of Outlaws champion Donnie Schatz was in another galaxy Saturday night. He grabbed the lead on lap 10 from pole sitter Buddy Kofoid and just checked out. Schatz finished 6th on Friday night, so it was a great rebound by that team between Friday night and Saturday night.
Yeah, I was there Friday. He was not a factor. But Saturday, holy cow, my son
Sam. You were getting around this weekend,
My son Sam was there
you?
Friday, and he was there Saturday, and Sam was the one that kind of clued me in on how good that Schatz team was.
Really
made a second chance at a second track, second night in a row.
Yep.
See ya.
And you were flipping pancakes on Saturday morning?
I didn't eat any. I did not eat any pancakes, but I got some cool stuff to share with everybody.
Of the race's namesake, the late Larry Hillerud Schatz said, quote, "We won the Larry Hillerud Memorial, so that's pretty cool. Larry was a North Dakota boy. Tons of passion for the sport," end quote. We knew Larry as a driver around these parts in sprints and midgets before he got into the race promotion business. So Larry was very well respected in the Donnie Schatz camp, so that was cool to see. Mm-hmm. Friday night, Carson Macedo did what Schatz did the next night, ran away with it, with Kofoid clinging to a top 5 run. Recent show guest, current World of Outlaws sprint point leader David Gravel finished 3rd on Friday, 5th on Saturday. And speaking of the World of Outlaws, next Monday we are going to have World of Outlaw Late Model Championship point leader Brandon Shepard with us on the Racing Roundup show via video.
B. Shep live video next Monday. Josh Blicky in studio at Polly's next Tuesday. Be there. Thanks for helping me with the promo there, Dean. We're done. We're done for the week now. We did the promo.
Friday night's Wisconsin Wingless Sprints program was swept by Ryan Marshall. He worked past leader Chris Klemko of CK Contractors late in the going, then held on during a green-white checkered finish. Klemko was running the rail. Marshall was up on the top until he took the lead for good. We talked about it. You were there Friday night. You were there Saturday flipping pancakes. Pretty cool scene there at Wilmot Raceway, wasn't it?
Ryan Marshall had the number. He had Chris Klemko's number. Chris was on the rail, on the inside, on the post, and Marshall was making the top work. It was kind of fun to watch.
And the place was packed.
Yes.
Good to see.
It's a good deal.
You and I were set to go at Grundy County Speedway to call the TrackTV.com live stream coverage of the ASA Midwest Tour Wayne Cutter Classic. Mother Nature, though, won on Saturday after the steaming hot weather was replaced by heavy rains. After the first round of practice for the Midwest Tour, the Midwest Truck Series, and the Midwest Dash Series, the race will not be rescheduled. The next Truck Series race, you just talked about it, this Saturday, July 20th, part of the Jerry Eckhart Orange Blossom Special at Jefferson Speedway.
So, Dean, that was my first trip to Grundy County Speedway. I have a picture to prove that I was there of the drivers' meeting sitting next to you. We were setting our brains out. Greg McCarnes is conducting the meeting, but you and Greg McCarnes decided I have an issue.
Nope, yeah.
I cannot
you have
officially
to see
say.
You have to see a race there.
I've not been to Grundy County Speedway to see a race yet. I saw practice.
Even though you saw the steel walls.
Yeah.
You have to see a race there.
Saw the Midwest Truck Series on the track. Saw the Midwest Dash.
Got introduced to Larry Schuler.
I did. That was really cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He's a legend.
So,
Chicagoland legend.
You still can't count Grundy.
Nope. No. I guess I can't, no. Even if I have the picture to prove I was
You got to
there.
come back.
Yeah.
Zach Riddle won both 30-lap features Friday night at Madison International Speedway. This Friday night, Racers Reunion Night with double features for the late models, Misfits 6 shooters, plus the Midwest Vintage Series. Age 62 and older admitted free this Friday night at Frontgate, Madison International Speedway in Oregon. Saturday night, Dells Raceway Park, Randy Sargent became the 5th different late model feature winner in 6 events. Bentley Thompson, Ayrton Brockhouse won their respective features, Bandoleros and Legends. Tonight's DRP coverage sponsored by Diamond Wheels, your destination for stock car, road racing, autocross, beadlock wheels for off-road and dirt track, custom chrome finish wheels, and more. DiamondRacingWheels.com.
Just smiling. Doug Skellinger brought us here. He's taking pictures. How you doing, Doug? Good to see you.
This Saturday at Dells Raceway Park, Monster Truck Nitro Tour. 2 shows, one at 1:30 and one at 7:30. Last Thursday,
DRP. Bring it on.
Yep. Last Thursday, it was postponed 1 week. The white race at Wisconsin International Raceway in Kaukauna. Chad Butts scored the win in the 50-lap super late model feature. Butts had to hold off a swarming Casey Johnson in the closing laps of that white race. He now does Butts, a second place and a first place finish in the 3-race series. Blue race is scheduled for August 15th. In the late model feature, it was Alex Stumpf taking the win. Ken Sports proudly supports our coverage of WIR and the Fox River Racing Club. Ken Sports in Kaukauna and Green Bay is Wisconsin's largest power sports dealer. Home of the best names in fun, new and used, 2 wheels, on the road, trail riding, or on the water. Visit kensports.com and kensportsgreenbay.com. I heard you talking about it. I'm going to be there, La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway.
You going
tomorrow night? The first ever Tom Reffner Classic 88 twin 44-lap super late model features, plus twin features for CWRA cars on the quarter mile. Bill Holland's going to be there as well. He will have a report next week when we are back at Paulie's.
It's a big deal. It's pretty cool.
Pretty cool indeed. It's part of the La Crosse Fairgrounds or La Crosse County Fair. So they're racing at the fair.
So get there early, get a corn
Gotta
dog.
like that.
Get a bag of popcorn, ride the Ferris wheel.
Maybe a couple corn dogs.
Maybe a couple corn dogs. Let me know which one's the best stand. I always do that every year. Okay, maybe not every year, but that's my deal. That's my jam. Who has the best corn dogs at the fair? Speaking of corn dog, Corn Fest is coming up at Angel Park Speedway. It's on a schedule. We have a few here. Thanks to Chuck Bollock for bringing those over. We had a few BMRA Badger Midget schedules. Go online, bmra.com, to find out when Corn Fest is. That's a huge festival at Angel Park Speedway with the Badger Midgets racing on that Sunday, too. That's a big festival.
It is time for sweet corn, isn't it?
It is. It's in August. That's all we're going to tell you. What we're going to tell you is we're coming back with more racers and Bill Holland next on the Racing Roundup Show. Stay tuned.
Eliminate the hassles of planning a trip to the races. Hook up with Boring Bob's escorted NASCAR racing tours. Boring Bob offers transportation, lodging, race tickets, nightlife, shuttle service, and more.
Roundup.
Boring Bob knows all the back roads into and out of the racetrack to get you in and out fast. Pick one or pick them all. Go in style to Daytona, Bristol, Phoenix, Las Vegas, and more. He has decades of experience and industry contacts galore. You name the race, let Boring Bob do the rest. Call Boring Bob today to make plans now to go on one of Boring Bob's famous escorted NASCAR racing tours. Boring Bob's always at 414-321-1307. That's 414-321-1307.
Adams Towing offers expert heavy-duty towing services for the entire state of Wisconsin from their Plover headquarters. Since 1961, 3 generations of heavy-duty towing specialists and racing supporters have provided towing, flatbed, and reload service, plus winching and upright, long boom service, truck starting, and cleanup. Adams Towing proudly sponsors Ryan Farrell's Super Late Model team. Put Adams Towing and their experienced team and their fleet of heavy-duty tow trucks and rollbacks to work for you. Call Adams Towing today at 715-344-3836.
Greenfield Gallery wants to buy your racing collection. Do you have die-cast cars from IndyCar, Sprint Car, or short tracks? Greenfield Gallery wants them. If you have old racing programs, racing photos, and negatives, Greenfield Gallery wants those too. Contact Ralph Hibbert Jr. at Greenfield Gallery, who wants to buy your racing collection. Ralph also has an ever-changing eBay store full of racing collectibles. Search Greenfield Gallery. Email Ralph right now to get connected. His email address is ralph@greenfieldgallery.net.
ARR has been recycling for over 80 years and is here to help. Take them your recyclable metals and they'll pay you cash. ARR buys aluminum, brass, copper, lead, and steel. And attention contractors, ARR has a bonus program just for you that puts more cash in your pocket. And who doesn't like more cash? Find their full list of accepted materials at ARR1938.com. ARR with locations in West Allis and Waukesha. If you have questions, give them a call. 414-321-4134. ARR Recycling since 1938.
Get your whole family involved in affordable, competitive kart racing at Millwright Raceway in Dousman, Wisconsin, home of the Badger Kart Club. Walk the pit area, talk to racers, and check out the action from the grandstands. There's a play area for the kids and great food at the concession stand. Spectator admission is free. Badger Kart Club points racers and National Touring Series race on the challenging paved road course most Sundays from April through September. Badger Kart Club is well established and well respected. There's 15 classes and over 100 drivers racing every week. From ages 5 to 75, kart racing offers competition for generations of racers of all ages. Bring the kids and check out kart racing for yourself at one of America's finest kart tracks. This is where Alan Kowicki, Danica Patrick, Sam Mayer, and Josh Kowicki got their start. Millwright Raceway is just south of I-94 in Dousman, 35 miles west of Milwaukee, and 45 miles east of Madison. For all the latest information, directions, and race schedule, visit BadgerKartClub.com.
The Racing Roundup Show is dedicated to showcasing grassroots racers and national stars of our sport. If you're a fan of NASCAR, four-wheel, two-wheel, road racing, drag racing, or the short track scene, you are in the right place. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show.
Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show, our D'Angelo's Construction Road Show this week. We're at Greenfield Gallery at the Heaven City property in McWanago. Come on out and check it out. Go to Greenfield Gallery Sales 2, the number 2, on eBay to find out a couple hundred of their items. And it continues to rotate. They also buy and sell racing collections. So seek them out, Greenfield Gallery. They're at car shows. They're at memorabilia shows as well. We're hanging out in the front yard of Greenfield Gallery on this beautiful Heaven City property. You need to come down and check it out. And thanks to everybody for bringing their cars out and their carts out. Appreciate you being part of the car show with us here, the annual July midweek car show. We also want to tell you that the racers at Schlafer Auto Body can take care of anything you need when it comes to your vehicle, your fleet of vehicles. They work with all insurance companies. Sales in Landon can take care of you. The fourth generations of racers are there to help you get your car back on the road straight and narrow, or your truck. They're a family of racers want to do the right work for you at Schlafer Auto Body and Sales in Landon. We also want to thank our friends at Badger Kart Club. There's a 65th anniversary cookout coming up Saturday, July 27th. We're not that far away from it. It's an all-day fun. Actually, it's going to end up with a 2-lap ceremony at the end with anybody who brings a cart out to go around the track as kind of an ending of the celebration. It's kind of cool that Gio Saraki and board member Joe Palmisano were here to tell me more about that. There's a lot of planning that's gone into this, and we certainly want to thank them for their involvement, getting the carts out here, and hopefully getting the word out by our show to you to make sure you join them on Saturday, July 27th. And if you're going to make Sunday, that's a point race too. You got to check out Millwright Raceway at Dousman. There's some great racing going on. We'll talk to some racers right now about how much fun they have and have had racing Badger Kart Club racing at Millwright Raceway in Dousman. We're going to talk to 3 drivers next. They are our drivers who are making the cut this week. Making the cut tree service. Experts are busy in southeastern Wisconsin. Now is a great time to get a free estimate on tree trimming and pruning, tree removal, brush chipping, or lot clearing. All those trees that were maybe down or overgrown right now, give a call. Making the cut, or look them up online for your free estimate. The website is mtctree.com. And now, here's our drivers who are making the cut on this week's show. Badger Kart Club champions, Dylan Brown, Brian Kimball, and Brendan Ostrowski. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here, guys. Brendan, you brought your dirt modified. Not to show off. You're back racing that thing.
Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been 650 some days since the last time I've been in a car. That was before last weekend. We made 8 laps and unfortunately got rained out at Plymouth. So the car survived. So we decided to come out here and support this great event.
Part of a racing family. Uncle Pete, Pito, your dad Leroy.
Yep, my Uncle
Grandpa
Pete.
Norb. I mean, there's a lot of racing Ostrowskis over the years.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Just added to the Wall of Fame at Plymouth last Saturday, so it just so happened that that weekend just worked out for the both of us for me to get the car finished, and, it was his night. I just decided to show up, so.
Yeah, but that's kind of cool, and Ostrowski raced on that night, too.
Oh, yeah. It just all worked out, so.
Your dad, Leroy, also got involved big time at Badger Raceway with your sister, and then you. I mean, there's a lot of racing you guys did on Sundays after they went racing dirt on Friday, Saturday, and maybe sometimes Sunday nights even.
Oh, for sure. My sister started when I was just a wee young tyke. I don't know, she started around 2004, I think. And then I came in around 2013, and I moved into big cars around 2019. So there's about 15, 20-some years of karting experience out there. So, and my dad got Mechanic of the Year, I believe 2 years. So, Badger's a real fun place to race, and the 65th anniversary coming up is sure to be a fun time. So,
what years did you race, and what classes did you win championships in?
So I started 2013 to 2019. I moved up from sportsman all the way to senior. I ran the 4 cycles mostly. I started off in the animal class, so that was the alcohol class back then. And then the 206 motors started to come in, which is more the crate motor class now. So I did some double duty in there. I believe, if my memory serves me right, I am getting older, Jim. I believe I got 8 championships at Badger. 8, yes.
Wow.
I'm along both classes, through the sportsmen's to seniors and 206 and animal. We won 2 championships in both classes a few years, so did a lot of racing.
A lot of work, too.
Oh, yeah, for sure. A lot of long nights in the shop. So,
how did that prepare you to go racing when you went to full-size car racing? Was it easier?
I wouldn't necessarily say easier. I'd say it built my racecraft a lot better, made me more comfortable around drivers, more able to adapt to different situations. As the track changes throughout the night, so does the kart track, whether the clouds move in or it's sunny. So, it definitely made it easier to adapt. So it's definitely a good building block.
Let's bring in Brian Kimball now. Brian, you've got a chance to race on a track that Brendan made. I don't know if you raced there when they put the new section in or not. Were you racing then?
They had the new section. I didn't get to race on the repave, though.
All right, Brian, tell us how much fun it is. Brand new pavement and an extended track to go flying around on a Sunday, or is it Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for you?
Oh, well, get this. I'm actually Nick. I don't know which driver this one is, but I'm Nick, and I race at Badger.
I'm sorry, Nick. All right.
Yeah. But, I love Badger. We got a big event going on October 13th, the Thor's Throwdown, and it's for, 206 medium and heavy drivers, and been racing for a little over 5 years, had a blast, and hope to continue racing.
So, Nick, when it comes to racing, as we talked about, the track configuration is given ahead of time. Certain races, is it like a month at a time they change the track configuration on you?
Yeah, something like that. Maybe a little bit more. I don't know. It all depends. I don't know. I just go there and I'm like, oh, track's changed.
Do you need to change the gearing?
Yeah, gearing. Usually we go out of practice day before it.
Okay. So you know ahead of time. It's published on BadgerCarClub.com.
Yep.
I noticed that it says national track or it's the regional track, whatever. They never run it backwards except for cleanup day, right? That's when you go backwards.
we got a special event at the end of the year, and it's like you go around the track. But yeah, I haven't done that yet. But
that's cool. Hey, when it comes to racing, it takes anybody. It's age 8 to 85. I know that there's racers of across the section, across the age groups. You can start as young as 5 in kid karts. Dylan Braun, what age did you start racing karts?
I started at 5.
All right. How old are you now?
9.
All right. What have you been racing?
The past 2 years I've been racing mini. 2 years ago I raced cadet and then kid karts.
All right. How'd the cadet season go? Knowing that kid karts are really the learning step, but then when you come to cadet, you were racing for points, you're racing for wins, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Points. How was it? What was the adjustment for you?
It was pretty good. I was going to race mini that year, but I realized I was pretty good in the cadet. so I ended up racing that, and I won 8 out of the 12 races.
And a championship. We had a guest on earlier tonight. If you weren't able to join us early on, you need to rewind it on the replay. But we had Jacob Majeski say he won his trophy last year. It was bigger than he was. Same for you?
Yeah.
What are you racing this year, Dylan?
Mini Swift.
Okay. That's it. How much horsepower or speed difference is it on the stopwatch or the feel between Cadet and now the Minis?
The Minis are quite a bit faster than the Cadets, mainly just because of the horsepower and the motor. But it's not like a much difference in the cart, more just the motor.
Okay. Is it the same cart?
No, it's not. I changed carts.
Okay.
In this year, so.
And with the series you're in now, at the age you are, age 9, can you race more than just Badger Kart Club stuff? Have you traveled at all?
Yes, I can.
Where have you been doing that?
I've raced Route at Indiana. So far, I'm in second at points.
And Route 66 is a traveling Midwestern series. Second at points in your class. That's cool.
Yep. And a couple weeks ago, I raced USPKS at Badger.
How'd you do?
I got 13th on my first time there.
That's really good. That's the best of the best. And you now can gauge off of that.
Yeah.
What did you learn that day that might apply to like what you do or how they prep their tires or anything else? What did you pick up when you saw the nation's best come to Dousman?
It was really just about like staying online, not messing up. If you do mess up, reset and continue driving.
Yeah. How many more races do you think you got on your schedule? Do you know yet?
I think like 7 something, maybe 5.
And are you racing both July 27 and 28, those points races at Dousman?
Yes, I am.
And how much is that going to be a load on you guys? Because usually it's a once-a-week race. You get to practice up till Sunday, but now you got to race on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
You ready for it?
Yeah.
I know you are. How much fun do you have? And who all goes with you? Who's all involved with the team?
My parents, my media man, and my mechanic.
All right. And how much input do you have now that you're into this now for 5 years or 4 years now? You give feedback? Do you say that I want the cart this way? I think the gearing needs to be this?
Not really. I just kind of tell them what was different and how to change it, but I don't really change anything. I just tell them what to do.
Okay. You know who else does that? Kyle Larson. He knows nothing about what gear to change. He doesn't know nothing about shocks and adjustments. He's like, give me something to drive. I like it this way. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Enjoy the championship season last year, and best of luck the rest of this season.
Thank you.
Nick, when it comes to your racing, how many more races you got?
7 races, yep.
Okay. All right. Getting ready?
Yep. Getting it rebuilt after last week, a little bit hectic,
Okay.
A couple cars blew up, you know. Someone hit the barrier and, started mid-pack out of almost 30 drivers and ended up starting third in the feature. And Caden, who was on earlier, he was right in front of me on the outside, and we had a great start, and we got out front, and then he ended up winning the feature, and I ended up getting third in the feature.
All right. Great job. Keep up the great work. Brendan, who's all involved with you getting back behind that modified?
Well, we have some great partners this year. Express Towing and Recovery out of Waukesha came on. He's been a big help financially as well as some other deals. My dad's been extremely helpful. Steve Mueller from Unita Iron and Sandblasting, he's helped me out quite a bit. And Chuck LeMay from LeMay Motorsports, he actually built the body this year. So I can't thank them guys enough. They've been instrumental in getting me back out on the racetrack, and it's just good to be back after so long.
Yeah, great to see you guys here. Thanks again for taking the time to spend time bringing your carts down, bringing your friends down, your family down. It's going to be a great atmosphere on Saturday, July 27th, celebrating 65 years with an anniversary cookout. But they're racing Saturdays and Sundays throughout the summer. Go to BadgerCartClub.com to find out about more details about how you can watch Dylan Braun and Nick and Brendan race in his dirt car. Brendan's got a very active Facebook page as well, Brendan Ostrowski. How about a big hand for these 3 racers? Thanks, guys, for coming on.
Of course.
Thank you.
3 more Badger Kart Club champions joining us here at Greenfield Gallery for the wonderful car show we've had thus far. This past Tuesday night, it was the 45th annual Slinger Nationals. It was a big to-do. A lot of racers are there. A lot of friends I saw in the stands. It's kind of like a pilgrimage of if you want to go see the race one time a year. Slinger Super Speedway, for 45 years on a Tuesday night, have hosted the Slinger Nationals. Here's our Bill Holland's In the Groove coverage of the 45th annual running at the High Banks, the world's fastest quarter mile.
Hi, I'm Bill Holland in the Groove at Slinger Speedway, home of the 45th annual Slinger Nationals.
In simple terms, this is one of the biggest super late model races in the country, taking place on a quarter-mile high bank bull ring known as the world's fastest quarter-mile oval. It's a special race in a special place. Three-time defending champion Ty Majeski leads the field into the 45th running of this event. The NASCAR truck racer from Seymour, Wisconsin, gunning for a fourth Slinger Nationals crown.
Pretty much 200 laps, all you got. The tire really doesn't fall out much. This track isn't very abrasive at all, so yeah, just going to be a race to the lead and who can keep it.
2021 champ Luke Fenhaus returns just weeks after making his NASCAR Truck Series debut.
And you got to work your butt off to get up front, and you want to be top 3. If you have a good race car, you can be top 2 even at a lap 100, and then you get to race for the win.
Former NASCAR Truck Series champ Johnny Sauter is here. Part-time Cup driver Derek Kraus believes this may be his year at Slinger.
It's one of those races that if you're there at the end, you really kind of got a shot at it. So we're going to try to be there at the end and go from there.
NASCAR Cup racer Ryan Preece is making his Slinger Speedway debut. The former open-wheeled modified racer, no stranger to short-track racing.
I haven't done a lot of late model racing in my life, but I'm enjoying racing with these guys, and hopefully we can do a really good job tonight and try and lead with a trophy.
Super late model stars include Californian Derek Thorne. He's been on the podium here in the past.
I'll be back in Wisconsin. I lived here for a couple of years, 20 years ago, and to come back and see the other people race against the competitors here in Wisconsin and to race a race of this stature is just kind of something special to be part of.
Lakeland, Florida, Steve Dorer is another who's traveled more than 1,000 miles to run this race.
It's my favorite place to come. I've not had great luck here, but I've had lots of good cars here. I've had lots of fun here. The fans are the best fans I've ever raced with.
Top locals include 6-time Slinger track champion Steve Apel, who's never won the big one here.
We've had some really good finishes and some really strong runs. It just always seems to fall apart at the end there. So we're really hoping that the package we have for tonight is the right one, and we'll see what we got.
Former Slinger champion Jeremy Lepak is bringing some local history back to the track.
I've got some pretty awesome guys to work with, guys that pitted for Alan Quickie, guys that pitted for All-Star Racing and Jerry Gunnerman. So I've got great guys, great knowledgeable guys to work with.
At age 63, 4-time Nationals champion Rich Bickle comes out of a short-lived retirement, gunning for one more Slinger Nationals win.
Love this place. Probably, top 5 of the 226 racetracks I've raced at, as far as loving the racetrack and how much fun it is to drive and just the history of it.
In qualifying, 2-time national short track champion Austin Nason is credited with the Fast Qualifier Award after Andrew Morrissey's time was disallowed for not making weight.
This racetrack's just one of the best in the country. I hold one near and dear to my heart. It's Rockford, but this is a close second. It's a driver's track. You got to drive it every single lap.
With the top 16 qualifiers in the main event, everyone else has to run the last chance race. And the winner of the LCQ receives the Chris McEntee Memorial Trophy. Big incentive in a qualifying race. Up front, it's ASA Midwest Tour champ Gabe Summers on the high side. 3-time Slinger champ Brad J.J. Miller down low in the 89. Derek Thorne, the former Snowball Derby winner, 3rd. And Andrew Morrissey, who started at the back of the field, 4th in the 39 car. Coming to the checkers, it's Gabe Summers' 15 car first to the line, ahead of Mueller in the 89.
Any memorial thing is really cool to be able to get. And the car was, I knew we had a good car for the race run, but just qualifying trim wasn't very good there.
Before the 200-lap Super Late Model race, the Slinger Late Models hit the high banks for their feature. Tom Barron's on the pole in the 99. Jeff Holtz alongside in the 88 car. This is a big night for these drivers also, racing in front of the biggest crowd of the season at Slinger Speedway. Holtz, the veteran out of Franksville, out front. He leads Zach Prunty in the 39 car. Billy Braun runs 3rd in the 17 with former Rockford standout John Reynolds Jr. 4th in the X car. Last lap and contact in the corner. Prunty makes the pass as the 88 slides up the racetrack. Braun up to 2nd. Zach Prunty will hold on and take the checkers in front of a very vocal Slinger Speedway crowd.
There's so many people watching, and everyone wants to park it in victory lane for their sponsors, right? I mean, just a great night altogether. I can't thank my guys enough.
Wisconsin drivers Grant Griesbach in the 17 and Derek Kraus in the 9 lead the field of 27 cars on the first of 200 laps in the 45th Slinger Nationals. You can't win this race in the early laps, but you can absolutely lose it. Big trouble. Ty Majeski's 91. Gio Rigario in the 22, both involved. Alex Prunty in the 11. Brad Mueller's 89 going around. Rich Bickle with damage. Caution early. Back to green flag racing with Derek Kraus out front. Andrew Morrissey second in the 39. Derek Thorne third, and former track champion R.J. Braun fourth in the 92 car. Trouble for Luke Fenhouse, the 2021 champ, out of the race. Battle for the lead has Thorne, the former Snowball Derby winner, and Morrissey, a two-time Oktoberfest champion, leading Kraus now back in the third spot. Derek Thorne will lead the field to the caution at midway. After 10 minutes to change tires and make adjustments, we're back racing. Morrissey and Thorne battling for the top spot, and Andrew Morrissey makes the pass. Crash with 55 laps to go. Ryan Preece is out of the running. Big damage for Jesse Bernhagen in the 28. Jordan DeVoy's part of this one also. Back to green. It's Morrissey. Three-time track champion Brad Miller now up to second. Thorne back to third, and Derek Kraus fourth. Coming to the checkers, Andrew Morrissey has the field covered. He's first to the finish, but the celebration is short-lived. The 39 does not pass post-race inspection. Brad J.J. Miller, who crossed the line second, is declared the 2024 Slinger Nationals winner.
It's unfortunate that the position they're in, and in another way, it's unfortunate that it fell to me the way it did, because, there's people that are saying, well, yeah, he was cheating, you deserve it, and there's other people that are saying, yeah, you got favoritism, and I don't like that at all. That's just not the way racing is supposed to be.
This race, that's never short on drama, provided plenty tonight. I'm Bill Holland. Thanks for watching. Thanks to everyone who makes our program possible. We'll see you next time we go in the groove on the Racing Roundup Show.
Thank you, Bill Holland, for the extra effort. Again, that was decided late in the evening on Tuesday that Brad Miller was the champion of the Slinger Nationals. Bill took the effort to go to Brad's shop at Random Light to get that interview. The interview that Brad did it way past time, I'd say it that way, was just Brad in just disbelief, and then we got a good chance for Brad to reflect and share with you. I think on the only interview you'll get with Brad in reflective mode and letting it all sink in after so many tries at winning the Slinger Nationals. Thank you, Bill Holland, for that report. Hey, tonight is date night for one very special couple. It's their 53rd anniversary tonight. Bill and Jan Preetzel, happy anniversary. Hanging out with us. Good to see you guys here. Still sitting next to each other. Not sitting somewhere else. Sitting next to each other. Great to see you guys here. I'm trying to help you, Bill. I'm trying to help you. Hey, we've had a great show. Greenfield Gallery has been a wonderful host and a wonderful partner of ours for a long time. We talked to you a lot about how Greenfield Gallery can help you with your buying or selling your collection. I know if you have a relative or your own collection, you want to say, hey, what it's worth, or hey, if I want to sell it because my uncle no longer wants this and I don't know where to keep it, they can help you with that as well. They've got a great network of people, and they can sell. They're selling a lot of items right now on eBay. Greenfield Gallery Sales 2, the number 2, on eBay is probably the best way to kind of get into their network of finding out all the great collectibles they have, and hope you enjoyed our program this evening. We do want to thank our host, the Hibbert family. They are wonderful. Ralph Hibbert and Ralph Hibbert Sr., thank you for being our hosts tonight. What a wonderful car show. Thank you, Badger Kart Club, for coming out in such strong numbers. Thank you to the Bolligs and for the Brian Peterson and Brendan Ostrowski for bringing the race cars. Badger Midgets, BMRA.com, BadgerKartClub.com. We could certainly find out Brendan Ostrowski Racing on Facebook as well. We want to thank our show staff, Greg Lapine, Dean Strom, Sam Trado, making it happen. Thank you, Sherry Prog, Mark Goodman, Jill Lapine, Bruce Blodgett, and Faye Hendricks for your involvement as well. And our men behind everything that happens when you see it and hear it. Thank you, Dave Schmalzer. Thank you, Matt Rapina, as well. You guys are the best. They do a great job for us, and this is our third straight road show. So I want to thank our friends at D'Angelo's Construction for their involvement as well. A lovely show we've had again here tonight. This coming Tuesday, we'll be back at Paulie's Pub and Eatery. A great show. You want to follow our socials. RacingRoundupShow.com is our website. The Racing Roundup Show on Facebook or at Racing Roundup on X and Instagram. We'll tell you about what's all to come. We got a packed show again for you Tuesday. Back at Paulie's. Until then, set your DVRs and have at it, racers.
We hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Remember to tell your friends and watch our 30-minute TV show on Milwaukee's CW18 this Saturday morning at 11:30. Like our show on Facebook, follow and interact with us on X and Instagram at Racing Roundup. Join the racing crowd at our live show and win prizes. For our latest show schedule and to watch all of our shows on demand, visit our website, RacingRoundupShow.com. We are delivering fresh content every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central. Until next time, race fans, on behalf of our entire crew, this is Dean Strom reminding you to support your local racetracks, set your DVRs, have at it, racers.